Travelers on the Omnibus occasionally touches on mature subject matter with mature language. As such, audience discretion is advised.
Censored.
Welcome to Travelers on the Omnibus, a field trip through nerd and pop culture. You may be wondering why we started out with censored. That's for us to know, and you will never find out. My name's James McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm Brady Davis.
I'm Jody Kai.
I'm Ethan Skinner. I no longer want to be here.
Well, you're here for 2 hours at least. There you go.
This might also get censored.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you the name of a movie.
Why am I being the target of all of this?
It's a parody.
We're trying to educate you.
Are you?
No, I'd much rather be.
Well, no, I was trying to make fun of you. He might be trying to educate you.
I'm gonna give you a visual that you'll never be able to erase.
No, the last time you gave me a visual, I did not enjoy it.
Censored.
Yep, he's not really liking that one either. Later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to present you the top 5 all-time wrestling promos. We're doing a whole wrestling theme this month, and that's the first one we're going to be doing. It's going to be fun. But before we get to that, Brady Davis, what have you been up to?
Got into a few things this weekend. Started a new book, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. This is a Brandon Sanderson Cosmere novel. It was one of his secret projects that he did during the pandemic, which raised all the money in the world. And
did he do that for charity?
No,
It
was just because he had all the time in the world. And when you can't stop writing, you just write 4 books.
That's fair. We love you, Brandon Sanderson. Anyway,
yeah, this is the second of the secret projects that I've read. I'm not very far in. I'm just like 3-ish, 4-ish chapters into it. It seems solid so far. There were 2 of them that I still definitely are on my list to read. The 4th one isn't a Cosmere novel, so I'm not as interested in that one. But I asked a friend of the show, Michael Hill, because he's read both of them, like which one of those 2 should I read, and he suggested this one. It takes place on a very interesting world. It seems like the 2 main characters are Yumi, and then there is there is Painter, who is a nightmare painter. He basically defends the city that he's in from nightmares that leak in and try to attack people, and he has to draw them and then visualize them as something else so that they dissipate instead of attacking people. I haven't seen what happens when they actually maybe get a hold of somebody. And then there's Yumi, who is kind of almost a priestess, but she's kind of locked in this series of she just has to go from place to place and do these rituals and have a very rigid life that she kind of doesn't want to do, but it's also a great honor. So she's dealing with that. The world is weird. The city that Painter is in is surrounded by darkness, and there's you can only see 1 star in the sky. And then the nightmares come out of the darkness, but then Yumi is in a place that it seems like the ground is superheated, and there's not much rain, and villages get their water and stuff from geysers that shoot out of the ground. So far it's interesting. I'm interested to see where it goes. It's written in a different style. It's actually written the book is written as if it were written by one of the characters in his books that jumps from place to place. By the name of Hoyd. He's kind of a figure that you see. At first, he was just he just popped up as a character here and there, and then later on, he became more of I'm getting involved in things. So, and Hoyd is a very clever, smart ass kind of character. So it's fun to hear him. Do the book. The book is good so far. Like I said, I'm not very far into it, so I can't really give too much about it, but it's good so far. Yesterday, I watched a movie called Bogonia. This is the new
That's
Yorgos
Lanthimos.
Lanthimos film.
Hold on, let me get even more comfortable. Okay, let's go with this.
It was solid. So
Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons is a conspiracy theorist who kidnaps a CEO played by Emma Stone because he thinks that she is an alien, and he is convinced that these aliens are destroying the world, and he wants her to take him to their mothership so that he can negotiate they're leaving the earth and thus making things better. And it's just him and his cousin like trying to get her to admit that she's an alien, and her going, "No, I'm not a fucking alien." Like they shave her hair off and she's like, "Why'd you shave my hair?" He's like, "So you can't contact your ship." It's an interesting movie. It's weird, but it's not quite as weird as some of his other movies.
Which is saying something for Yorgos.
Yeah.
I almost called him Yogurts. My apologies, Mr. Lanthimos.
Yeah. It's a solid movie. It's not, he's made better movies that I've seen. But it was good. It hadn't gotten great reviews, but I think it was pretty good. Everybody was great in it. Plemons is great. Stone is great. The guy, I don't know his name, but he played the cousin. I think he was he's an unknown before this. He does a good job. That's mostly the cast. There's not very many people.
I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. So
Aidan Delbus. There's also a little cameo by Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, that's neat.
Who throughout the movie I was like, is that Riley Keough? And I was like, that can't be Riley Keough. But it's Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. It's Clueless herself.
Yeah, she's had a couple of interesting small roles in films lately. Check her out also in The Lodge for the short time that she's in that movie. That's a bit of a spoiler, but it'll be all right. But yeah, it's a solid movie. It's actually a remake of a Korean movie called Save the Green Planet. Because he also believes that this corporation and these aliens are killing the bees, and he's a beekeeper. So that's there's like an environmentalist type message in there. But
someone had told me Jesse Plemons was British, and I got mad at the entire series of Breaking Bad, thinking that they did it again. Another British man, fucking like with a fucking perfect American accent. No, he's from Texas.
Yeah, I was about to say he is not British. I'm almost
The
certain
person
of that.
who lied to me, I'll find you.
Yeah, married to Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think they both did very well for one another.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Good job, both of you.
Yeah, they're both in Power of the Dog, which is a very good movie. I really, really liked that movie. But yeah, so
What's the name of this movie?
Begonia.
Begonia. Interesting.
Yeah, the commercial. I haven't seen the full trailer. I saw the commercial for it, and I'm I'll level with you because you've seen it. I want to go see it tomorrow, and I'll hopefully we'll be able to talk about it tomorrow, and then maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Just the scenes, and again, trailers are cut to make things interesting. This to me would not seem interesting except to like people who really want to get into like the Lanthimoses and the fucking Pasmos Cosmatoses and stuff where we're playing on the weird side of things, where Cosmatos goes strictly into the weird.
He does weird and trippy, and Lanthimos does weird and awkward.
Weird, but with like I can believe these people exist to a certain extent. That's whereas in Cosmatos' stuff, like with Mandy and stuff like that, like
right. And Black Rainbow, who did Black Rainbow?
That's Panos Cosmatos.
That's Panos Cosmatos. Yeah, with his stuff, it's more along the lines. I hope these things aren't real because oh my god, that's terrifying.
Yeah. I think while we've been talking about it, it kind of crystallized why it's not like up there with his best movies is because I wasn't surprised during the movie. I kind of saw things coming. There was a couple of times where it kind of like, oh shit, but I wasn't super surprised throughout the whole thing. So it's not gonna like. But I think like the performances are good. It's an interesting concept. It's almost like it's a really there are extras and stuff like that, but it's a fairly small core cast. It's really just Plemons, Stone, and the guy who plays the cousin. That's it for like most of the movie.
And you saw this in the theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had another decent experience at the Grand, so because I just did not feel like
we're
going
building cachet with the Grand. Oh my god!
I don't like admitting it, but
I can
I
substitute
was just
another
super
name in there.
I was just
in the
super
edit.
lazy and did not want to go to the one in Gulf.
I think also the clientele to see a movie like that.
There was like 4 people in the theater. There was like one dude like 3
Right.
rows down, and there were like 2 people behind me.
It's
and that
like
is
art
it.
house film fanatics.
Like one dude, the dude in front of me was like a super old dude. He got up and I was like, Jesus Christ, man, why are you watching this? But hey, maybe he actually has good taste. I don't know. But yeah, that's a solid movie. If you liked his other stuff, I would say watch it. Then so I mentioned in the chat a few days ago that a band or group or however you want to say it that I really like, Clipping, did a Tiny Desk concert.
Oh yeah, NPR.
I meant to watch that,
which is really cool. I said it was an acoustic performance because it kind of was. Yeah. And you're like, how does a hip hop group with like very sometimes industrial, sometimes electronic beats do acoustic? It's because one of the dudes made a whole bunch of little devices that like are shaking nuts and bolts or hitting this pot or the speakers are right next to this empty box, which is hitting it a different way.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of an acoustic thing. And then there's one dude playing like this. It's almost like a small keyboard with like a squeeze box on it that he was opening and closing. They had a person on a piano and a person on like an acoustic bass. Then a dude comes on and just with some turntables, and he tears up a fucking song.
Okay, spoilers. Did they burn a piano?
No.
Okay. I was curious.
That would have been very funny.
If they had burned a piano,
they only had 25 minutes, and it was that's an 18-minute song.
They can burn the piano while they're performing.
It's also inside. There's only so much room in NPR, and we don't want to burn that down. We want to save NPR.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
All of that to say is they talked about how they have a new album. So I was like, oh shit, I need to listen to this. And it is called Dead Channel Sky. It's interesting. If you like clipping, you will like this. If you don't know what clipping is, I don't know how you will feel about it because clipping is weird.
It's very avant-garde.
They have very avant-garde stuff. The beats are sometimes just noise.
Yeah.
They have a lot of interludes in this. They're just noise.
They play with timing too.
Yeah. This is another concept album. I didn't look up exactly what the concept is, but there is like a kind of futuristic cyberpunk type thing with it. Because there is a lot of like electronic cyber type noises. It's interesting. They have a version of it that has 20 tracks, and then they have an extended version with 24 tracks.
Okay.
I listened to the 24 tracks. There are some pretty solid bangers on there. It's hard to recommend clipping, so I can't tell you. You just have to like.
If you
listen.
like avant-garde stuff, you might like it.
Yeah, and if you like David Diggs, if you like the way he raps,
is it more of his vocals this time around?
He does all the vocals and stuff like that. It's just that
I liked when he was rapping on the last album. It's just I feel like when you have David Diggs, give me more David Diggs.
Yeah.
I want to also real quick, since you mentioned that it's a Tiny Desk concert that they did, the like shout out for like the Tiny Desk concert series, because just like when Brady was mentioning, like how are they going to do this? Like you should, if you go into that, if you watch the clipping one and you say like how are they going to do that? Even if you don't like indie rock at all, you should check out Superorganisms, like a Tiny Desk, because they use like typewriters and apples and all kinds of weird shit to make their sounds. Cool.
I think Blue Man Group did a Tiny Desk concert.
I think they did. Chapel Rowan has done a Tiny Desk.
Hers is really
This
good.
sounds so basic to say this, but I really loved the Sabrina Carpenter one.
That one's
Because
really good.
I've seen to me, and maybe this is a whole act. She seems so down to earth.
Yeah.
To me.
They did one for Sweeney Todd with Groban, which is amazing.
Yeah, they've there's been several musicals. That's the first place I heard Hadestown stuff.
Yeah, the Hadestown. They did a Hadestown Tiny
And it
Desk
was
too.
like, oh shit, I need to listen to this. I
Yeah,
got really
it's
into that.
really good stuff there. Tiny Desk, check them out.
So there's that. Then me and Holder this past Sunday went to Gamers and Geeks because we have talked ourselves into getting back into War Machine. So we bought some War Machine stuff of the
Jason secretly messaged me that y'all had gotten into it, and it's like, oh, good.
Did he tell you who the stuff that I got? Okay.
Yes. This has been but for the audience, please.
Well, I talked myself into getting back into War Machine with the new stuff. I had a ton of the old stuff, and a lot of it, most of it is still usable and competitive. But with the old stuff, there's basically two ways. There's what's called Legacy, where they give you a limited amount of things. That, hey, these are the things that we have balanced properly, and that are able to be used in like tournaments and stuff like that. And then there's Unlimited, where you can use whatever, but we don't really update a lot of this stuff, and it's not really it's not going to mesh perfectly. So I've got a ton of that stuff, but we both decided to get some new stuff.
Correct.
And I actually didn't get into Cricks. I got into probably the last thing that anybody would have thought if they knew me.
Kador?
No, for me it was Signar.
Signar
was until the very end. There were a couple of things that made me interested, but it was probably my least interested faction because it is kind of the basic good guys of the world. And a lot of their stuff looks kind of basic. There were some things that I did get into later on, but I still didn't like play them fully. But there is so the way they do it, they have like the broad faction, but then there are basically like mini factions in them. And Signar has two. They have the Storm Force, I think is what they call it, which is the one that first came out, and they very recently released the Grave Diggers. Now the Grave Diggers are based off of an old unit called the Trenchers, who these are like your rough and rowdy guys, your guys who just get into the shit. They dig holes, they get into foxholes and shit like that. Your commandos, your rangers, and stuff like that. So, and what really got me interested in them is one of the warcasters. A warcaster in War Machine is basically, think of it like a king and a queen all at once. Is your most powerful piece in your army, but also if it dies, you lose. So, but one of the warcasters is
They retain that rule, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There are two different ways now to do it, where they don't kill them, but like things change and but like the game changes if you like drop them to zero. There's two different ways to do it, but I think the most common way is still you can play with assassination, where if you kill them, you automatically win. But the Gravediggers have a warcaster called Alistair Kane. And he's one of my favorite characters in the series. He is just a dude who's really good at shooting shit. He carries 2 magic pistols, and he fucks shit up. So I was like, yeah, let me get these things. So I've ordered him. His group is coming, and the way that they do it now, it seemed a little confusing at first, but they have it basically like in different like. You can buy things individually, but things come in sets. And hey, you can start out with this. They call it a command starter set, where it's just like 30 points, and it goes all the way up to 100 points. And then if you buy this, extra set, the set over here that's got a lot more stuff in it, that can get you up to 75 points. And then if you buy this thing over here, it gets you up to 100 points. You can just buy a few things and you have a full army pretty easily. And if there's anything else that you're interested in, you can get that. The cool thing about Gravediggers that I really like is they actually can airdrop supplies in, and even can airdrop warjacks in, which are like these big mechanical robot things. So you don't start with them on the board; you can just drop them in, which is really cool. I think that the dynamics of the way the models look are a lot better than they used to be. All the models look more dynamic. They look like there's more movement and stuff like that, which is great. Kind of a mix of a positive and a negative is that a lot of the stuff that you get is going to be resin, which means that there's not a lot to put together. Mine came with a Warcaster, a Warjack, a Solo, which was just a single model, and then a group of three, a unit of three.
See, I like that better than some of the, because the old sets used to be, it's like you get you get your Warcaster, big jack, and some little jacks, or sometimes two big jacks.
Yeah, typically you'd get like five minis.
There is like a battle. It's called a battle group box where it's like a Warcaster and two jacks.
Yeah. See, and for me, I think a lot of the I won't say the real strategy, but a lot of the good part of the strategy for War Machine came from the units that you had in there. Like for Menoth, the choir was a really big thing, and you wouldn't know that if you just look at all these jacks.
Right.
So I like the fact that they give you the idea. It's like out of the starter box, you have a unit, you have some jacks, you have some Warcaster, and you have a Solo.
Yeah.
Because solos in and of themselves could also prove to be very valuable depending on your faction.
Yeah. So yeah, they're resin, so that means that you don't. There's not a lot to put together. Like the Warjack was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Super simple to put together, and that was the most. The Warcaster was 2 pieces, and everybody else was just there. Like you didn't have to put them together.
Yeah.
So there's less to put together, but because it's resin, there are extra things that you have to do. They get most of the supports off, but you do have to go through and kind of like clean off the supports. So that's a little tedious. There was one guy who has like bullets all because he carries a minigun, so he has like entire things of bullets wrapped all around him. So a lot of those you had to like go through and like clean off the supports. So that was annoying.
Oh,
but most but most of them wasn't.
Like I could see where a bandolier with like shit already. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. That was annoying, but the rest of them,
I love and protect you at all times, brother. God bless. Hope you never have to do that again. Fuck.
That was an annoying model, but most of the other ones weren't too annoying. You just had to go over it a couple of times to make sure you got everything.
Let me ask you this.
But then you also have to like, because there's a substance that they use to like remove them from the mold.
Yeah.
You have to, if you plan on painting these, you need to
wash and scrub
them, because they get most of that off, but in the cracks and crevices there's still this substance, and it makes it to where the paint won't stick very well. So there is that. So what you make up for in like putting them in having to put them together and the complicatedness of that, you have to do these other little things because it's resin. You also have to be careful if you like do any shaving or cleaning up or drilling into. You really need to use a really good mask, because resin dust is very toxic. Resin in and of itself is not bad, but when it becomes a fine dust, it's really, really bad. So you have to be careful with that.
It's like silica is not poisonous until it's sandblasted and gets in your lungs and just starts forming a quilt. Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, enamel. If you're ever painting with enamel, don't lick the brush.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So yeah. Looking forward to hopefully tomorrow we get to which will be Thursday, which will be yesterday for the people actually listening to this. Get to play a little small game with Holder. They didn't change very many rules. There's a few of the overall rules that have changed, but like the basics of the game are pretty much the same. And a lot of what they did I really like, because it simplified things and made things easier. like moving a unit is so much easier. How you move a unit now is you used to have to like you moved every model individually and you have to keep them within so many inches of the command model.
Yeah.
And if you didn't do that, you had to remove stuff. Whereas now they don't have 10-man models. It's all 5-man and 3-man because I want to move this unit. I pick a model in this unit. Doesn't have to be the commander or whatever. And then I move it however far it can move that I want it to move. And then I just set up every other model within 2 inches of it. And the model is and the unit has moved.
Right.
And that's how it happens.
That's
now.
way simpler.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that. A good thing if you do have like old stuff, all of your things that used to be 10-man units are now 5-man units. So now you have double the stuff. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I did not think I would be getting back into Signar because that was for a long time that was kind of my hated faction because I thought it was so boring. But these guys are actually interesting.
It took the world ending before you could finally appreciate them. Perhaps.
Yeah, and I'm trying to catch up on the lore. I know a lot. I know a decent amount, but it's hard to catch up on that stuff. A lot of it's. I will say also, and this will be the last thing because I know I've talked for a really long time.
You're good.
The Warhammer Mark IV app is very good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to hear
It
that.
it is free. All the rules, all the info on units and models is completely free. You can build, you can fully build armies. If you don't pay like the monthly or the yearly subscription, I think you can only do it's 5 to 10 armies.
That's a good number, Justin. Yeah, that's great.
I think it's 5, but it might be more than that. I cannot remember. But you have access to all the updated old stuff, all the new stuff. The way they do, like the rules are really good. It's not just like one long PDF. It's different pages, and if they mention something, you can click on. They usually have a link that you can click on. Okay, they mentioned tough. What does tough mean? Let me click on this link, and it's going to take me to the page that tells me what tough is. On the actual units and models, say I don't remember what this symbol means, or this is a new symbol, I'm not familiar with it. You click on a question mark, and then you click on the small question mark where all the symbols that you want to learn are, and it pulls up a page that's going to tell you this is what all of these symbols mean. If they have this special thing, drop this down, and we'll tell you all about that. And here's a link if you want to go to the actual rules and find it out. Really, really good. I'm really glad that they have done this, and it's really cool. I think if you sign up for the year, Holder was telling me, you get like a whole like journeyman warcaster and a model. It's one of the Cephalix. It's a Cephalix like lesser warcaster and a pretty good sized model. It looks pretty cool.
Let me say this. I've always been critical of Steamforged games. I'm not a fan of their products. I think their games have been mostly mid to below average. I've always said they do have very good production models. That all being said, let me praise them. I think that is an excellent way to bring people into particularly one that's kind of been like for War Machine and Hordes. It's been kind of maligned over the last couple of years because of how it ended up with Privateer Press.
Right.
And more so how Privateer Press ended up.
That was a whole another
for
podcast.
them to kind of open palm look, this is what we're offering you, and I think it's a very valid offer. I think it has a lot of value to it. You know what? If I'm going to disrespect them, let me respect them. I think that is very commendable of them, and I thank Steamforged Games for doing that for the hobby. 100%.
Didn't they also have, what was it, Iron Kingdoms, the TTRPG based off of the world?
Yeah.
Yes. I have a lot of that. At least the newer, because there is like a newer.
I think there was one based off of
it.
5th edition D&D.
Yeah, we played some of that.
Did we? I forgot.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah. So that is something Holder and I are getting back into. Again, like if anybody wants to play, I have tons and tons of stuff. I have like 5 old of the older armies, at least enough to make an army out of anything. But I do enjoy the new stuff. I'm getting back into the new stuff, and it's pretty cool. I think it's a fun game. I've always loved, since I got into it at Mark III. It was a fun game. So I'm glad that we're getting back into it. Yeah. So that's me. I've talked to Jesus Christ too long. So yeah.
No, you talked just long enough. There was a lot of passion there, and we appreciate that as always. We are moving now to Jody Kite, the elder statesman of the table.
So like over the weekend, I was trying to figure out I need to like parse down my streaming services. So I went to Peacock to cancel it because it's jumped up to like $10.99 with ads, and I went to cancel it, and it's like, hey, would you like to cancel it, or would you like to pay $3 a month for 6 months? And so I still have Peacock.
Yeah, $66 versus $18. I think you made off pretty well there. That's
Right. We'll see come March. But what I watched was not on Peacock. It was on HBO Max because I have to vilify. Not vilify, but I have to. Give me a reason to keep paying for services. So I came across a Japanese film that was made before The Seven Samurai. It was still based in Edo period Japan, called Ugetsu. It's a very simple story. I think these stories, and it was based off of a folk tale or another short story. And I can't think of the name of the author offhand. But it's a very simple story. You have these two farmers that are both married. One of the farmers is also an artisan. He makes very unique pottery, and there's a feudal war going on between different parties, and he's basically trying to make money off of it while dodging all of the warfare that's going on around him. And he goes to a town nearby and sells his wares. His wife is so worried about him getting caught up in the war and possibly dying. And so that goes off without a hitch. He comes back. He brings her kimonos. He brings her all kinds of stuff. And he's got one more. He's got one more in him. He's trying to make enough money to where basically he can retire and not have to worry about farming anymore. And as he's trying to sell his wares, his friend is obsessed with becoming a samurai and goes to the nearby clan, and they tell him that beggars can't be samurai, and come back with a suit, armor, and a sword, and will talk. And so he uses his earnings to buy a suit of armor, basically. And so they basically separate, and our main character is selling his wares, and a very hauntingly beautiful woman walks into the picture with her housemaid and wants him to deliver some pottery, and he's just like enamored with her. And immediately when I saw her, I went, she's creepy. I know where this is going. So it's a fantastical story. It's really cool because I like it when you have like a story that's set hard in reality, that has some supernatural kind of things going on as well, because you don't see those coming. They do a really great job in this film of subverting expectations, which is another reason why I like this. I put it in the same category as Onibaba. It's not as depressing as that movie, or I would say even like the tone in Onibaba is a lot different. People are starving in that movie. And it's a different setup, but it's still got that same kind of vibe where you have people trying to like just eke by, in feudal Japan, where like people are starving and food is very, very important. One of the main like terrors in the film is that like one of the raiding clans are basically going into these villages and like taking all of the men and putting them into slave work, and then taking all the women, and this is a terrible time in history, especially in Japan, for any of that going on. But fantastic movie. It's 90 minutes. Like, if you like any sort, if you can, like, I have to be in a specific mood to watch black and white subtitles. So if you're ever in the mood to watch one of those, I'd suggest like either Ugetsu or Onibaba. That both of them are really, really good. I don't know. You haven't watched any of those, right?
Well, I've seen Onibaba.
You've seen Onibaba.
And especially for like the Edo period stuff, particularly the Kurosawa stuff, and I think also Onibaba, it was actually a way for Japan and Japanese creators to express the feelings and the things that the Japanese people went into during World War II.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned about the starvation in Onibaba, that was actively going on through the entirety of World War II for the people of Japan.
Right.
And so it's always novel. Now, was this movie produced before World War II?
It's 53.
So it's 53. Okay, so
it's before Seven Samurai, but it's not before World War.
But that backdrop of recent history is still there. So I'm curious, like thinking about it with that kind of eye. I kind of wonder. You said Ugetsu, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugetsu.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm gonna watch Bogonia. I'm gonna watch Ugetsu.
Okay.
And next week I'm gonna annoy the shit out of you both.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
That's how this is gonna work.
The movie is based off of the stories of Wida Akanari.
Okay.
Specifically, The House in the Thicket and The Lust of the White Serpent.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
So I think they combine like the two
Ethan, watch
singular
Ugetsu
stories.
with me. You have HBO Max, right?
Now I do, yes.
he got it to watch Weapons.
Oh, I thought I literally thought you just got it now to watch Ugetsu. That's a powerful movie.
I'm just not gonna participate. I'm just gonna watch a movie.
Okay, you're just gonna watch a movie.
Yeah.
What's the movie?
I'll find out.
Date movie.
That
No.
Superhero movie.
Substance.
Watch
the Spartans.
Watch the substance.
Oh my God, I forgot to tell y'all that I watched The Substance with Holder and Stephanie.
Oh shit!
Was that
and Chris.
was that an experience?
I kept going, it gets crazier. And they kept going, how does it get crazier?
Just wait. Please be beautiful.
Hold on, no, you should have said, take a breath. Now look at the screen.
Please be beautiful.
See? It's crazier.
Pretty girls always smile.
Yeah.
How about them shrimps?
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Man, that whole movie has made my skin crawl.
It will disgust you from food for a little while.
Seriously.
How did Jack Quaid come out of Dennis Quaid's balls?
I don't know.
Like, what the fuck?
I seriously don't know of a body horror movie outside of John Carpenter's The Thing that has made me more unnerved. Like
all the
that's saying a
Cronenbergs?
lot.
Well, like Videodrome never bothered me.
The Fly?
The
no.
Fly. Okay. What The Fly? Okay. All right.
Okay,
The Fly. Sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, The Fly is like at some point he starts looking like a monster, and it's just gross. She looks human throughout most of this movie.
Yeah.
She just looks like an old gross human.
Except for in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just real quick for me, still,
Yeah.
The Fly, the giant maggot.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
That part will always fuck with me.
It was the fingernails and the donut or whatever that was. So
When he glazed the donut?
yeah,
And
when
not
he
in any kind of
glazed the
sexual
donut.
way.
When he glazed the
Yeah.
donut.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That same director that Jody was talking about who did Ugetsu did Sancho the Bailiff, which is a kind of well-known but not as well-known as like Kurosawa movies.
The director is Kenji Mizoguchi.
Yeah.
Mizoguchi.
I was going to suggest Harakiri, but it's not on HBO from what I can tell. It's not.
I've seen that. I've seen that one.
Harakiri.
It's really depressing.
Yeah, but it's
It's
so
good.
fucking good. And
It's really good.
Different than every other.
It is different. It's really different.
Yeah, but it's
really
so good.
different.
And that's the same guy who was the lead in Sword of Doom.
Also, great movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Sword
my
of Doom
god,
is great, but Harakiri to
Dude,
me is just like holy shit. The ending of Harakiri
is depressing.
And
it's
more
depressing, but so fucking
It's
good.
really cool.
a more modern thing, but coming out around the same time in book form, along with what's coming out in movies in Japan. The Sailor Who Fell from Grace from the Sea. That is I mean this in like the best way possible. I enjoyed reading it, but it is a gloriously miserable book. and it really talks about the disaffected youth of specifically of the cities of the 1950s and 60s in Japan,
Right.
and also of the returning soldiers that came, and especially the ones that went out to sea and came back.
Oh, man.
And like again, for them, it was a matter of honor. Like it'd been better for them to die to die fighting than it would be to come back to live.
I was
just it's powerful, but it's
I couldn't tear my eyes away from Ugetsu. Like it's one of those movies where I'm just focused on it the whole time, which you have to be anyway.
Yeah.
And so like after that, I was like, okay, I need some. That was like I watched that on a Saturday morning, and so because like I was so used to watching those kind of movies on Saturday mornings because before TV died 15 years ago, there used to be this awesome cable channel called the Independent Film Channel, and they had Saturday Samurai movies.
Yep.
And
I watched so many Zatoichi movies.
Dude, I saw half of them.
Yeah.
Like I watched all the Zatoichi movies. I watched everything they showed on air. If I caught
Zatoichi
it.
movies are a good popcorn
Was that
movie.
Sonny Chiba?
No.
Was
No.
that, who's
I can't remember his
I can't
name.
remember the guy, but they actually did a movie where he
because it was like him. It was like a versus movie with him and fucking.
it was Yojimbo, but they didn't call him
Right,
but it wasn't Yojimbo because it was Toshiro Mifune.
I still haven't seen the Takashi Miike Zatoichi movie.
That one is solid.
Yeah.
I'd have to imagine
Sometimes the
solid and
CGI
violent.
blood is good, and sometimes it's not.
Yeah,
but
also-
that one's but it's good. I enjoyed it.
Like the crazy thing about that movie, I really need to see it because Takashi Miike doesn't act very often, and he's Zatoichi.
Oh,
And
shit,
Yeah,
I did
that's
not realize
Takashi
that.
Miike. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Huh.
that was his like. This is the one thing I want to do. I want to
Okay.
be Zatoichi.
I think I have Zatoichi. I have that I have that version of Zatoichi.
I think there's like 24 Zatoichi movies.
Yeah, there's a Criterion collection of all of them.
Yeah, but
So it's a Criterion collection.
Yes.
yeah,
There you go.
the
If I
Blind
was in the Criterion
Swordsman.
closet, I would pick that one up.
They're fantastic.
You got to get the big things that are worth a lot of money.
So
There you go.
I needed something that like kind of like become undepressed because Ugetsu is a very depressing movie. Not throughout, but how these movies go. And so I needed something light. So I wanted to watch a TV show, and I was flipping through HBO Max, and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. We're gonna see what this is like, because by all odds, I shouldn't like this. I shouldn't like it at all. So I put it on and I started sorting magic cards or whatever, and then immediately I'm like, this is crazy, and it's Fiona and Cake. It's a Pendleton Ward sequel show. Well, to Adventure Time, which I watched in passing a lot. I never watched the whole thing, and now I got to go back and watch it for the most part or whatever. And basically, it is a wild ride, and the reason why I got into it is, like, for one thing, Fiona is an adult. Okay, she's like probably in her like early 20s.
Yeah,
as well as her friends, who are all basically like different versions of some of the other characters, right? Like Marcelina is like a dude, and so forth and so on, because it's a different universe, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say before I even talk about the show is that Pendleton Ward is a genius, because what he did for this show, it's like the storyline is linear. It's not like Adventure Time, where like Adventure Time was mostly like all over the place, and then eventually became more of a linear story near the end. This thing starts, and I'm like watching it. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, daily life as just she works as a coffee person or whatever. Or I can't remember what job she had. She got fired in the first episode, but anyway, it's just like, stuff after stuff. Like, it's like, your normal average stuff. And then like, boom, episode ends on a cliffhanger. I'm like, okay, you got me. I'll watch the next episode. Every episode ends on a cliffhanger. They end on a hook every fucking episode. I'm like, you motherfuckers. So I binged the whole first season.
Damn.
Not a single sorted magic card. Nothing.
I would look down for a second, and then I would have to stop, and then eventually just stop sorting cards.
Yeah.
Like, I was just enthralled with what was happening on screen. Like, anytime I thought it wasn't getting weird or they would, like, you know, hit some sort of notes from the original show, I would be like, oh, I kind of know what's going on with that. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and basically, I'm going to tell you what. So we have the former Ice King, known as Simon Petrikov. And like we have both a duality of like, you know, Fiona and Cake are having their experiences in the real world, and then, you know, you have Simon in Ood. That's you know, and you have like, you know, he's talking about the 20th century. He's got like a museum for the 20th century. And these weird people from Ood like go up there, and this one little girl that has like a Finn or Fiona, like, you know, rabbit hat, whatever the fuck kind of hat it was, like, oh, can you sign my book, Fiona and Cake? And he's like, I stopped writing that a long time ago. Would you please stop bringing this to me? While Fiona and Cake are having their actual adventure. So you're like, okay, so is this a delusion?
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, the story of Fiona and Cake, you know, is actually like happening in his head, and it's not a real thing. It's a real thing. There's a universe in his head. There's an alternate universe in his head, which is like, that's cool because it basically like, okay, so creativity comes from an actual place. So this show has multiverses, but they do it correctly. They do it correctly by also like they do everything but look at the screen and go, this is how multiverses should be.
Yeah.
And they explain everything. There's a lot of like show with no tell, and then they start telling you what's happening, and you're like, it all makes sense. The show makes actual sense out of all the nonsense that's happening. And there's some heavy shit that happens. There's some characters from the original show that died in this, which I was like, oh, that's a thing, you know? And some of them would be considered throwaway characters from Adventure Time, but I'm like, I kind of know what this character is. That's kind of wild.
Like, canonically, Finn and Jake are just dead. But Fiona and Cake takes place in a time before it gets to that time in the series.
Well, there's also like in this show, I think there was like multiple instances of those characters in other realities.
Yeah.
So they're not dead in these different universes or whatnot. And there's multiple like higher powers involved. There's a scene where like there's this weird like 2D like flat surfaced character called Prismo,
yes.
Laying on the floor watching TV, but he's actually watching different universes play out. He goes, oh yeah, Fiona and Cake, I like this show, but it's not a show. It's a reality. And man, it's literally mind bending.
Yeah.
And so it's really trippy because it's like, I think it's rated like TV 14 or something because it's got some serious tones going on and some other stuff. So I was glad that they were able to basically, Pendleton Ward was able to do pretty much whatever they wanted to do. And I wanted to talk about one more thing real quick. So there's a YouTube channel called Glitch. Glitch is what originally the Amazing Digital Circus aired on, as well as some other shorts that I think Hellable Boss might have started on there. Some other like, you know, well-known shows developed on that channel. And the woman that created like Owl House and a couple of the other shows made a more adult show on there. The pilot came out like a couple weeks ago called The Knights of Guinevere.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
And have you seen it, Ethan?
I haven't seen it, but I am aware of what it is.
I didn't know like where it was going to land as far as like, you know, how dark or how adult it was going to be. It's pretty adult. Again, it's probably more in the TV-14 range of being like PG-13 or whatever, where there's some swearing here and there. There's some blood. There's some death. And the premise is very interesting. You have a I'd say very typical like sci-fi story of, it's very close to what's it called? Battle Angel.
Okay. Alita.
It's Alita. It's very similar to Alita in the sense of you have like a floating city that is like, where all the rich people live, and then everyone else lives basically in like a dumpster, in a garbage or whatever. And the thing also is the floating city contains like basically like Disney. Yeah. Because she worked for
I've heard it's not very subtle.
There's not very subtle on pointing out how terrible Disney is.
Yeah.
But she does a great job of the story and the characters. And basically Guinevere is an android, and they had like in the story there's multiple Guineveres. It's just a mascot for the for the theme park. And the show is based around a couple of young women who come across one of these Guinevere robot models, and shit gets wild. Even in the pilot, shit gets wild. So check it out. Knights of Guinevere. Definitely check out Pendleton Ward's Fiona and Cake. I think season 2 just started, so I got to get on that pretty soon. And it's nice to take a break from anime, because that's really where I normally only get like the 2D animation. For the most part, is dead in America, with the exception of these cartoons I just mentioned. Also, Digital Circus is really fucking weird. I watched the first 2 episodes on Netflix. It's on Netflix, as well as I think the pilot's on YouTube or whatever. That shit is dark.
Yeah. I need to go back and watch a lot of those American animated shows like Adventure Time and Owl House and things like that.
I watched Owl House for a while.
That's come out very recently or relatively recently that I just never got around to.
Dana Terrace is her name, who made Owl House.
There's also, oddly enough, there's a wholesome show on Adult Swim called Ha Ha You Clowns.
Okay.
It's got that really weird animation that like looks like that Barbarian short that's been Dungeon Soup.
Yeah.
Kind of look to it. And it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be ironic, but for some reason it just comes out as like being very wholesome, where you have 3 sons and a dad, and they're just like, the clips they show on for commercials and things like that look like it's like, oh, this is gonna be like a dumb comedy thing. But so far the first 2 episodes have been very wholesome and very kind of touching, the first one especially. So check that out too. Ha Ha You Clowns.
Ethan, on to you, brother. What have you been doing? Did it involve Digimon?
It does involve Digimon.
All right.
From what I'm being told, I have finally hit the halfway point in the game.
How far are you in Digimon Police Story? What was it?
Time Strangers.
Time Strangers.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm officially at the halfway point.
Whoa, you're halfway there.
I'm starting to
Living on a prayer.
I'm starting to like fight things that should physically and metaphorically not exist, because the world of Digimon is just insane.
Sure.
And there are beings that are too large and too incomprehensible to be like thought of. And so it just kind of like resides in like its own like little plane of existence, to where only like if anyone would even like think of them, they would only see like a fraction of what it truly is. And even then, that fraction is just like so powerful.
You cannot possibly understand our pleasures. No.
Well, the good thing is, the Digimon are the champions, so you've got that going for you.
And also, I found a fun fact.
Digital monsters.
Digital monsters.
I found
Digimon are the champions.
I found a fun fact as to why they're
We need
called
to make that
Digimon.
a chant. Oh shit! He found out.
Superior to Pokemon in every way.
Is it because they're digital monsters?
It was definitely a better cartoon.
It was definitely a better cartoon.
They are digital monsters, but the name also ties into what they are, because if you look at it like just follow me for a second, okay?
I'm only crossing my eyes because I don't know where you're going with this, other than what's already been said. But go on.
If you open like File Explorer on your computer, you see like different applications, and it has like it will be like Google Chrome.exe or something like that. Like the name of the Digimon is like what it would look like in a like File Explorer. So like if you take Agumon, its name is Agu.mon because it's a digital monster.
Okay.
And so
That's cool.
It was just a fun fact. I learned.
Digimon.io.
Kinda. And then I also watched a movie. It wasn't The Substance, which is on my.
Why are you looking at me
poor for
that
you.
one? God damn, you said it's not The Substance.
You have
It's
to
like,
make sure that
but
Bianca isn't
I-
even in the house when you watch that,
I
because if she is,
Don't eat any popcorn
she will
while you watch that.
psychically know.
Yeah.
I was already planning on watching it to discuss for next week. But I watched X. Because it's Pearl and Maxine are also on my list.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know Pearl is technically the prequel to it.
It is.
But X came out first.
Yes.
So I watched it.
Watch it in order. Yeah.
That would be one what I would watch it in order.
Yeah.
For sure.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I gotta be honest. I didn't really know what I was watching.
You're not supposed
I didn't really
to.
know what to expect when I
You're not
watched it.
supposed to.
I liked
Yeah.
it.
You're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre with porn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
With some weird visuals added to it.
Yeah.
Did you catch the window scene?
There were many windows. but-
So there's a scene in the movie where she's like, they're filming the porn, and she's like on top of the dude.
Yes.
And they show
Yes.
like Pearl, like old
Yes.
Pearl in the window.
yeah, I saw that.
Do you
Yeah.
know who plays Pearl?
It's Mia Goth,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
She plays
Pulling it up.
Both parts.
Both parts.
Yeah.
That much I did know because Mia Goth plays Pearl in Pearl. So
Yeah.
That's also true.
X is basically Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Pearl is the Wizard of Oz, and
In Technicolor.
and Maxine is like a
80s crime procedural.
80s fuck did Scarface fuck
Oliver Stone.
no Scarface not
Was written by Oliver Stone.
he didn't direct it though.
Okay,
That's what I'm
but-
talking about.
Okay, so
When I say
what-
did, it's
this is
Oh,
what
yeah,
we
yeah.
have the
Jesus
internet.
Christ.
Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, the
Brian
Phantom-
De Palma.
Brian
Brian
De
De Palma,
Palma.
Phantom of
Yeah,
the
it's
Paradise.
basically
Yeah.
a Brian De Palma 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, I liked it. I don't know if I'm going to watch Pearl now or wait until next week and also rope it into
Yeah.
The Substance.
Pearl's good.
Pearl is good because Mia Goth does a really good job in this movie, and I think I still like X the best out of the three because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
But the performance that she gives in Pearl,
Yeah, and also
knocks it out of the park.
Pearl is so different from
it's different.
It's
very
a day
different.
it's a day horror for one.
Yeah.
And also very rarely do you see someone just slide into complete and utter unhinged insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
no one smiles crazier than Mia Goth. No.
Yeah.
They just
Whenever you get to the
fantastic.
end of that movie, watch the whole credit scene.
Yeah.
Please.
The end of Pearl?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is an unsettling scene. She fucks a scarecrow in that movie.
Yeah.
And then gets mad because she's married.
I kind of wish she hadn't spoiled that for him.
No,
Like-
you need to know
Okay.
that.
Gotcha.
That's not even the craziest thing that happens in that movie.
Well, I mean, like technically that's something that like at the beginning,
That's in like the first 30 minutes of the movie.
you know that at the beginning of the movie.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
I watched it. I liked it. And I'm debating whether or not to go ahead and just watch it probably tomorrow and then just hold on to it.
Just be aware when you watch Maxine, it's not really a horror movie.
Yeah.
There's a
I liked Maxine, but it's the worst of the three.
I would say it's the worst. I think
What's the worst of the three?
Well, it's not a horror movie. It's
Yeah.
a quote unquote. There's a slasher backdrop,
Yeah.
of everything that's happening. And then it gets fucking batshit crazy in the last 10 minutes.
As the movie was going and
Yeah.
the televangelist was playing on TV,
Yeah.
I knew there was something with that.
There's a connection there.
And
There is a connection
Mia
there.
Goth. I can't think of her character's name. It's Maxine.
Maxine.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You say De Palma movie, I think of Maxine more as a giallo or an attempted like an American.
Yeah,
or
it
Western
does- it does give me,
even
like-
though giallo is Italian, it's
Yeah,
more
yeah,
of a West like American British.
It definitely has like the vibe of like deep red or
Yeah.
something like that.
My favorite giallo title is "Your Vice is a Locked Door and Only I Hold the Key."
Jesus.
Mine is the bird with the crystal plumage.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
Okay.
Cat in the brain.
Yeah. Doesn't know.
I don't know any, so I can't give mine.
That one with the weird creepy puppet, Red something or other. I can't remember the fucking name of it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
deep red.
Yeah, Deep Red.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. That movie suffered from having a disco soundtrack.
There's a scene in Don't Torture a Duckling where a priest falls off a cliff and
As you were saying that, I had to look over at Brady and just
his-
like I knew the shock would
and
hit him.
his face explodes on the side of a cliff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Jesus.
explodes.
Yeah.
And not in a gore either. Like sparks fly out of his
French
cheek.
extremity is like the extreme.
Yeah, they're torturing ducklings.
But
No, that's
but
Italian.
this is Italian. Italians can rise to that level too. With
They
some of their
get
shit.
weird with it.
Yeah. So the director of those three movies, the X trilogy, Ty West, he did. I want to say in the very first VHS, he did one of the scene the either the first or the second one, but he also it's House of the Devil is another good one, and then Sacrament.
I haven't seen that one.
Sacrament, I think is that I have seen is his best movie.
Oh, okay.
I think he's got another one coming out.
Gotta
pretty
check
soon.
that.
But yeah, Sacrament is basically a found footage, but they go to Jonestown.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
A guy, his sister is in a cult in South America or somewhere like that, some tropical area.
Ty West, he did Second Honeymoon in VHS.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's in the first one.
Mm.
Not. I'll be honest. That was not one of the great. But there's only like two really
Right.
good segments out of the first one.
Right.
And they're both the succubus. No,
The
there's
succubus and the haunted house at the end.
Yeah, the haunted house,
I
yeah.
stand by the haunted house is a good
Yeah.
for what it means for the overall movie. Yeah, I'll give you that.
the rest of them are just fine to not good actually. But
But yeah, I watched X and it was good.
yeah, it's a good movie.
That,
Good movie.
that's really just been me.
All right, cool. Hello, everyone. I'm James McCarthy. This is what I've done this week. So, on the suggestion of someone who had not yet played it yet, I bought. Well, first of all, I played the demo for 2 minutes, and then immediately bought Ballcross Pit.
Yeah.
Developed by Kenny Sun and Friends, and published by Devolver Digital. If you've been looking for more Vampire Survivors, but with a little bit of a different tinge to it, I highly recommend Ballcross Pit. It gets a high recommendation for me. It's very simple. Do you know how to play Breakout?
Yeah.
Are you willing to like do weird shit to make fucking weirdo fucking gotcha balls?
Yeah.
That you start with poison and then you cross it with ghost and you get virus. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, it's very good. It's very intuitive, very fun. Do you like a city building sim to go along with it? And it also involving Breakout.
Right.
This is what the game is, and
Yeah.
it's absolute fun. Well worth. I think when it was on sale, it was on sale for like 10% off. So it was around, I want to say I paid like 13 around for it. That's a nice solid number for that.
Yeah.
I know we got the winter. We may have the Thanksgiving sale, the Black Friday sale, and then the winter sale's coming up for Steam. I would highly recommend picking it up around there. Very fun, very addictive time waster. I very much enjoyed my time with it so far, and I've got 2 full days worth of playtime on it already.
Nice.
So I'd give you an idea of what I do in my free time.
Yeah.
Just Ballcross Pit. Final Fantasy Tactics is something else. I want to try to play them both at the same time.
Oh, God.
One is just frenetic and the other one's turn-based, so I think I could do it. I think I could achieve it. But no, right now I've gotten to the point where they've found the third stone. And one of your main adversaries from the first section before the world went to shit bonds with it and becomes a demon. So you're gonna have to fight him as a demon later, and then you have to warn people. I really love one of the storytelling things that I love in that one is they will introduce a character like on the way to a major event. And then later on, you're going to meet that character again, and they develop that relationship. And then eventually, like, it'll crescendo with something, either something big where everyone bands together, or where there's a break and you know who your next antagonist is. It's very simple storytelling. It's just, it happens over and over and over again. Not to say it is repetitive, but they do the simple thing well every single time.
Right.
Fantastic. I'm enjoying all of that. I am finishing up Dragoon and moving on to Samurai with our good friend. I was about to call him Noctis. What the fuck? That's Final Fantasy
You got
15.
Final Fantasy on the brain.
Yeah.
Octopath
Octopath
Zero is coming out soon.
I didn't like the original.
Really?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I was sold on it as it being world ender, like fucking amazing, and it's fine.
It's yeah.
If something gets overhyped to me, I have a cross reaction to it. I'm not. Let me say this right. If you like turn-based strategy games like it and Bravely Default and things like that, I highly recommend engaging in that and see what you go on there if you have not played them yet.
Right.
But for me, it was sold as this is the end all be all. This is everything you've wanted.
No, it's just another turn-based.
It's a turn-based RPG.
Yeah. It's just another turn-based.
And so with all of that, like I'm expecting like this thing to have like already buttered bread in it, and it's like it's like, okay, I beat the boss, and then the toast comes out of the cartridge, and I eat the toast. Didn't happen.
No.
0 out of 10. No, not really, but it did disappoint me. So there was that there. And we're gonna go. This is the big story for this week. Last Friday was Halloween, and we were very scared the whole time. But we had enough time in our mortal lives to play a game called Blood on the Clocktower.
Yes.
And it, for me, at least for running it, and I've got another person who helped run it and one person who was playing directly in it. That's one of the best we've had at the shop.
I agree.
Good. Okay. So what about Spectator over here?
From an outside perspective and knowing how everything is running, it was probably the most entertaining game I have seen.
Were you there for the whole game?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He was there
Okay.
he was playing.
I was playing
Magic and finishing that up.
Like as everything was getting set up.
Right.
But then once everyone, like after the first night, I was
kind of also, real quick as a side note, I was glad that we had people still in the shop playing Magic, because like the thing about like this game is like you're really not supposed to know what's going on, and to hear people walking around while your eyes are closed, it's better to have that noise in the background.
Yeah, it's better to have some, like, so that you don't notice who's walking behind people. No, I'll co-sign on that. But no, this was a fantastic. Everyone engaged in the idea, and that's always something for me that like I'm really glad of. Like if you get people who are like thoroughly, we had like half new players, half people who have played at least one time before. So that was pretty cool.
I don't think Austin's played that with us before.
Austin's played with us.
Has he?
Because I know he's been in a game where that I've been in.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Yeah, no,
Austin's played.
He's been in there before.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. The Johns. The
Oot
Observer was his first time, but we also had John the
teacher,
who also was playing against one of his students, and that made for a fun conversation. That was great. We enjoyed that. It was good there. That game, that is the first one of these that I legitimately feel, and a lot of it was just how easy y'all made it. So let me tip my cap to y'all right there. But that was the first time I really felt like I had everything, like, okay, this is where it's supposed to be. Let's just push a leaf into the stream and see where the ripples go. And everybody was kind of playing, and like people were playing to various levels of skill. You had some bad players in there, you had some great players in there, and it all kind of worked out, which that is the kind of blend that you want to have in that game. So what are some moments from that one?
Go ahead.
Player go.
My favorite was, so we had an empath, and pointed out who was suspicious, and also like Austin and John both said they were the same role, and because I had conversed with people after the first round, I kind of got a feeling that Austin was lying and that John was the Raven, whatever,
the Raven Keeper,
the Raven Keeper, and so that's like one of the only times where I got to be Shakespearean in the game, which was fun for me, which was like pointing out the reason why I was accusing Austin of being not what he said he was. That was a fun part for me and memorable. Memorable. I mean, like I went for it.
Yeah. That was so at the very start. I think we skew the demographics on this. Brady, there was a poisoner in the game. Can you guess which role they managed to poison on night 1?
Was it the washerwoman?
Yes. I don't know how they don't know who the washerwoman is.
Right.
There are 10 other fucking players in the game that they could be targeting.
Yeah.
And 4 out of 5 times in the games we played, the washerwoman always gets poisoned.
And what's her role?
Her role is she gets a chip showing one of the townsfolk that is active in the game, and they're pointed to 2 people. So you know one person is that townsfolk and the other one is something else.
Oh, okay.
But because she was poisoned,
she doesn't.
I showed no. It's not that I didn't show anything. I showed something that was from out of the game that the demon knew about.
Oh, okay.
And so the demon can now maybe claim that player is in the game. But the subtlety there is that's 3 things that are outside of the game. If he claims that, which I didn't point to him as one of the 2. So if he claims that, no, one of these 2 has to be. Wait, you're lying now. And that's one of those landmine lies that you kind of want to lay on there.
Right.
The second night, our poisoner, Austin, poisoned the empath who was his neighbor.
Yes.
So he had already been told there was one evil person that was his neighbor.
Right.
So I tell him 0, but if I tell him 0, that completely like gets all of the heat off and it makes for that, okay, he's not going to really want to try again. So I'm going to tell him there's 2. There wasn't the next neighbor was not evil at all. And so it's just like the 2. So now he's like, well, now I know one of you is evil. It has to be Austin, but he never focused on Austin.
Right.
And that was the problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, what the hell? So that was our student. Credit to that young man.
Oh yeah.
He
did.
He had things pieced together.
Yeah.
And I don't think he had the guts to say, no, this is what it is.
Right.
And part of that is age. Part of that is inexperience at the game. I think he brought a lot of good to that game. I want to compliment that.
He did.
The young man's name is Steven.
Yeah.
Steven, you did a very good job in that game. Your first neighbor wasn't. And to protect the innocent, even though they're not, I'm going to eschew from using their name. You cannot, if you are one of the good guys at the very beginning, especially if you have an ability that could last for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You don't say, okay, just go ahead and kill me and just we can start getting the kill train going.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely not. That sabotaged the early game for the townsfolk because I think if she had fought harder.
Right.
It's not a good idea even in something like Werewolf, but you could do something like that in Werewolf because most of the people don't have an ability, but when everybody has an ability in the game, especially if you have an ability that is not just I know something at the beginning, that's a really bad thing to do. You can't just say, well, let's just kill me and get it over with.
Yeah. And that was just,
because
that was bad.
I guess because you don't want to defend yourself, I imagine. Which, I mean, I can understand some people not feeling super comfortable with that, but I shouldn't have played the game then.
For this person to not want to do that shocked me. Let me say, I think it was more along the lines of they have played Werewolf, or they've played other versions of this game, like Among Us or some stuff online. This game, it's not that you necessarily have to fight to keep all the townsfolk alive, but you've got to fight to keep yourself alive.
Well,
because if you start just like, oh no, go ahead and it suggests 2 things.
Yeah.
One, maybe they're trying to take heat off of somebody else, and then now even in death you're still suspected,
right?
Or at the very least, like you are still engaging in the game. If people don't think you're engaging in the game, then that's an even worse reason and also a reason they're not going to pay attention.
Well, also she got like really defensive, and not in like the game mechanic of getting defensive. Like when I was accused, I was the soldier, right? And so
which they tried to kill on night 2 to no avail.
The imp can't kill me. The imp can't kill me, but the townsfolk can kill me. And I brought that up several times every time they started pointing fingers at me. So like there was multiple times where I had to defend my actions and why you shouldn't kill me, and I thought I defended it pretty good.
You did exceptionally well, sir, yes.
She didn't defend herself. She got defensive, and not as her role as a person. She got defensive immediately. She was like, "Why is everybody pointing at me? Why is it?" It's like, well, that's part of the game. People are going to point at you, and that's when you go.
And again, to be fair, not to totally dump, but she was also the first person accusing people.
Yeah.
So when
Right.
you start immediately accusing
Right.
with no basis,
Right.
and then you go into, well, why are you accusing me? It just makes you look bad.
Also true.
And I think that's what helped sell Steven on her being the
Sure.
one evil neighbor.
Right.
So you're there. So for a spectator outside of the game, what were some things that you noticed?
So my favorite moment is probably going to be, I think it was like either night 3 or night 4, where people were throwing out like accusations, and Roger, who is playing the Scarlet Woman, he is making the claim that he is the Undertaker. While everything is going on of Austin being accused of lying about his role, claiming he's the Raven Keeper, Uchizuber claiming he's the true one, and everyone deciding, okay, let's kill one of the Raven Keepers, confirm with the Undertaker, and if they're telling the truth, then we know who to kill because they're not the Raven Keeper.
Sure.
The imp chose to go after a player who is playing the mayor. The mayor cannot be killed by the imp at night.
They can.
They can?
So it's a lot of it, and this is where I'll come back to storyteller real quick. So it says if the mayor is chosen to be killed at night, a townsperson may be chosen instead. The reason why you do that is it's a kind of a balancing of the forces. If you go to kill the mayor, if the red has been on a hot streak and is just like picking off, like getting the town to pick off, and then they're picking off too, one of the stopgaps for that is they pick the mayor and then you bounce it onto a red person, and then all of a sudden it's not so terrible for the red team. It's not. Because you should only do that when there's still people left. Like if you do that to auto kill the imp, unless you've set up the game all the way down the line to do that, that's not fair to the red team. But when it is fair to them is when it kills someone that everybody's built up. Okay, we're going to figure out who this person is because this person's going to die and we're going to do that. So bounce off the mayor to kill the Scarlet Woman because, okay, we're expecting this person to get information and now they're dead. What does that mean? And then everybody's got to parse that out.
Yeah, because like also from the blue team's perspective, like if like the mayor gets targeted and a red person dies, now you're all of a sudden thinking, oh shit, that person was innocent because you're thinking the imp killed them.
Because that person who's claiming Undertaker, there's a possibility that no one else is the Undertaker that no one's spoken up about.
Right.
All their information is null and void because they wouldn't have gotten it if they were before they died. So
yeah.
Did Roger come up with that on his own, or was he able to see like an unused token?
This is another caveat. This is where some bad play from the red side was. The way I run it, the minions know who the demon is. The demon knows who the minions are, and the demon knows what characters are not in play. What that means is the demon doesn't know. He knows the people, but he doesn't know their roles. And the minions don't know the secret roles that the demon has seen. So at some point during that first day, or at the very least within the first 2 days, and to me, optimally the first day, you've got to meet with your minions to determine what they are. And to tell them or to give them an idea what's not in play so that you can fake that and make it work. Zane, who was the demon, and Roger, they met day one. They never met with Austin. So Austin was in the dark, and so after the first day, a lot of his were less so about keeping the demon alive. It was about keeping himself alive and working off the empath and other shit that's going on.
Okay.
So you had a lot of play going on there, but it's important and for both sides to do this. If you run it where there's breakout sessions and so you can leave quote unquote the city to talk with people in private, which to me is a better way to do the thing because then it's like, what are those 3 people doing over there? It's like, what the fuck's going on? Instead of having to try to make this weird kind of secret game of loaded messages, which depending on who you're playing with, they don't understand it's a loaded message, and so they're all, what the fuck?
Right.
Like they'll never get that. I think it's better to, like, for lack of a better term, break into caucuses, and it's like, okay, and then like one or two people might be bouncing around. To me, it helps with the party aspect of the game. It helps with the social aspect of the game. It's something that I think is hand in glove, perfect with it. When you don't meet with your people,
right.
Especially when you know who your people are.
So
that information is vital.
So, okay. So like after the fact, cause we can go back to it. I know we don't want to tally too long on it, but after the fact, I found out like from Austin, like, so they know like when everybody else's eyes closed, they know that they're kind of in cahoots, right? Like all three of their eyes, are open and they can
No,
they don't.
No, only
minions get told at the beginning of the game who the demon is.
Okay.
Demon gets told at the beginning of the game who his minions are and what the 3 secret roles is. Everybody gets woken up separately, and goes back down separately.
So
okay.
The minions don't know who the other minion is.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So Austin told me later after the fact that he wanted to go talk to Zane, but the problem is the mayor is his wife. So they were not inseparable. They were together the whole time. So he couldn't go up there and have a conversation with him because that was problematic. Like there was one time where we all, like most of us, went outside and I talked to everybody and I was like, always being very proactive with, I'm the soldier. What are you? What are you? What are you? What are we doing? We got to figure out what's going on or whatever. And like there was never any point where those two players were separate. So it was kind of difficult for the minions to have a conversation outside of.
I will say this. Zane and Roger had a conversation at the start of the game.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna say, like, I see where Austin's coming from.
Right.
You have to kind of breach that veil. And honestly, he should have maybe breached that veil that first night when when everybody did their big breakouts and you're just kind of and then just
for sure.
But yeah, Austin played a good game.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to be a minion next to the empath.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if that doesn't get poisoned night one and you get a 0 or something else from the storyteller, it's very like, okay, you're already kind of found out. You already have the black smoke is coming up and you ain't the Pope, baby.
Right, for sure.
That's the way it is. So so that was Blood
it was
on the
fantastic.
Thank you all for playing. Thank you for thank you for also helping to administer that as we were getting down close to the end of the night. Special thanks also to Jason Holder, our good friend. He was also helping administrate that game, and it was good to go there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first week where we're not going to do a full Magic the Gathering rest stop because we're too goddamn tired and we have a whole other half of this thing to film.
Sure.
However, we have feedback, ladies and gentlemen. Feedback from Jason Kennedy from Arkansas, my dear friend he's dead. Oh no, someone's dead.
Former
friend. In the arms of the angels.
Jesus.
In regards to Magic the Gathering Volume 9, our rest stop on that, they said, I actually guessed Tabernacle at 10, which would have been even closer than the crew because everyone voted too high and it was 6. So real quick, what is number 10 on the 2025 EDH Salt Rec list? You all get one guess. What is number 10 on the EDH Rec Salt list top 100?
Just
Just throw what you get to throw out one card.
Toxrill.
Toxrill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cataclysm.
Let's go with Armageddon.
So Toxrill is not on the list. Which one did you say?
Cataclysm.
Just checking. Devastation, Apocalypse, World Fire. I'm not going past 50.
That's
not
fine.
on the list. And Armageddon is number 7, right behind the Tabernacle of Pendrell.
Nice.
Number 10, Game Changer, possibly up for a ban, Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to leave feedback on this or any of our previous episodes, travelersontheomnibus@gmail.com. Again, that is travelers, 1L, on the omnibus @gmail.com. Jody, where else can they engage with us?
Spotify.
Take part in any of our polls, anyone's active for this episode or any of our past episodes, again, that are still active. And also leave a comment on any of our episodes as you see fit. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being passengers on the bus this week. If you'd like to leave feedback, I just did the feedback, Jay. If you would like to share this podcast with other folks, we're available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube Music, and iHeartRadio. Gentlemen, let's get to listing.
Is Vivi number 3?
We're back. And yes, Ethan, Vivi of Orntier is number 3 on the EDH Rex Salt list. Okay, first part done. We can put that in the books now, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half. We're bringing back another chalkboard this week. And ladies and gentlemen, it is on one of our favorite subjects and one of our favorite subjects inside that subject, and that is wrestling promos. If you can talk them into the seats, it almost doesn't matter what you do in the ring.
Yeah.
At least that's what most of the modern wrestling can be seen today. But anyway, no. Yeah. But no, we're talking about wrestling promos. We're talking about the speeches, the off the cuff remarks that became long-winded, amazing diatribes, things that brought us to the dance to watch them do the dance in the center of the ring. We have dozens upon hundreds of promos to choose from in this regard. I'm expecting one. I'm expecting one specifically from someone. I won't say which one, but when it is said, I will announce that. But this is just me. This is just me making a quick little prediction, and we'll see if I can be held to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with man of the hour, man of the power, too sweet to be sour. It's Mr. Brady Davis, otherwise known as Laurel Lightning. It's not where you're from. I can't. I'm terrible at this. I apologize. I'll have other nicknames, and they'll be even worse. All right, go for it, Brady.
Okay, so I shooed some of the man, I fucked that word up.
Eschewed.
Some of the more classic or influential promos. So there might be some missing, but this is my top 5. So I want to, there are some that will a lot of people, I think a few of the people might have on here, hopefully. But I didn't do those.
My apologies. Mr. Jody Kite still has the bullet from the last time we did this.
Some of that was because I just like these other ones better, but some of these are actually just out of pure hate. So number 5, I wanted to get away. I wanted to not. Mine is a little WWE heavy, and I wanted to get away from that a little bit. And I wanted also one. When you look up like the top 10 promos or the top whatever promos, a lot of them are like from the Attitude Era and back and further back. So I wanted to get something that's a little bit more modern. I also was trying to find. I also really wanted to try and find one from AEW, and I think I did. And that is Hangman's Cowboy Shit promo. This is right before he fought Kenny Omega at Full Gear. It could be argued this is like the modern version of another famous promo that I think will probably be on other people's lists. I think Hangman kills it. They have a problem with not giving him good reigns, but I think whenever you believe his character when he was going for the gold this first time, when he was going for the gold the second time, I think you believed where he was coming from. When he was kind of losing his shit, and this like really got down to the core of Hangman's character. So I think this is going to go down as one of those classic promos. Number 4 is a man coming out in a salmon suit. This is Mark Henry's retirement speech. He had everybody fooled, but he's got a lot left in the tank. I think this is an underrated. I think it's underrated not because people don't think it's great, but it's underrated because it's not usually, like, say if you look up like a top 10, it oftentimes isn't in that top 10 because there are other things that just push it out, and this one I think deserves to be up there. It's the best thing just about that Mark Henry's ever done.
I'll say something real fast. If it is a promo that is well known enough to be imitated this year, I would say it's a fantastic promo.
Man My number 3 is one that wasn't on my radar before, but I rewatched it and I think it really stands up. A lot of it comes from the fact that this wrestler, eventually passed away. But this is Eddie Guerrero's addiction promo to Brock Lesnar. This is a very the only thing that brings this one down is that he has to throw in his Mexican words all the time because that's his character. But the heart and the meat of what he says, you feel like he really believes that. So that was very, very good promo. Number 2 is probably what a lot of people might have thought was my number 1. And this is Macho Man, Cream of the Crop. This is an amazing promo because it distills all that is the Macho Man promos. He's all over the place. He's wild. He's pulling creams out of nowhere.
The cream of the crop.
My favorite part, and it's the part that not enough people talk about, is the part where he puts the cream on his head and he turns around and the cream falls off and you can see that it surprises him. He jumps. But then he adds in, on balance, off balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you. And that is just that wasn't in his original promo. Like he just threw that in and it's fucking great. He pulls like 18 creams out of nowhere. Just does like he did sleight of hand is great. This is a wild promo and it's one of the best of this era. My number 1 is a promo that I watch every couple of months.
Oh shit.
Because it like this was the first one that I thought of. It wasn't going to be my number 1, but the more I thought about it, I was like, this has to be my fucking number 1. I think about this promo all the goddamn time. It's a promo. A single promo that killed a man's push with one promo, and this is The Rock.
Oh,
shooting like just destroying Billy Gunn. This is God talks to Billy Gunn.
Oh man. God damn. That's a good one.
With tears rolling down your cheeks and piss streaming down your leg. And what sounds like millions and millions.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
And God comes down. He says, now, Bobby, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is. You must find the man who is simply electrifying. No, God, anybody but The Rock. Know your role and shut your mouth. This single promo. Look, to me, The Rock, I fucking hate him now, but like he has always been my favorite wrestler. I think he is the most charismatic person in wrestling because he showed that he could get, like, a lot of people complain like, oh, he's just catchphrases. Well, the thing that you have to remember is he got the dumbest shit over.
Yeah.
Like he got Poontang Pie over.
Yeah.
That shouldn't work.
Strudel.
Now, yeah, Strudel. Like he got so many stupid things over just from sheer force of personality. And through sheer force of personality, he stops a man's push dead in its tracks because he cuts such a caustic promo on this man that nobody takes him seriously afterwards. And he didn't do it. It was just him in the fucking ring telling this story that is hilarious and makes this person look like a fool. Yeah. Like, again, I watch this like every few months. I'm like, let me just put that promo on because it's so fucking fun to watch. I love The Rock's promos from this era. Yeah. Again, he kind of loses it later, but this is like in his prime, and this is to me, this is the top promo of all time. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Jody, you are up, sir.
Well, I'm gonna comment real quick on when Brady said like most of the top promos, a lot of them come from WWE, and that's mainly because like WCW only had like a handful, really, that are memorable. NWA had more than WCW had. And ECW, again, only had a handful of ones. And the problem with a lot of those quote-unquote promos is that they were more like angles because there were other people involved in the promo, even though, like, you know, one person might have been talking more than the other. A lot of them, you know, promos typically, there might be another person in the ring even. But I guess, like, most of the really good hooks didn't really happen as much in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because... like, the thing is, like, Flair had, I'm going to say this about Flair. Flair had catchphrases more than he had promos. He had basically, like, one promo, and he reworked it and worked it for the most part.
That was my issue. I tried to find a Ric Flair promo, and
they were all the same.
None of them really, even the older ones,
Yeah.
like, when he had, like, tons and tons of energy,
Right.
I had a hard time finding one that really was like, oh, no, this is the
stood
iconic
out.
one. And even like one of his other famous ones, which I'll mention later.
Yeah.
Like, I watched it and I was like, man, there's not much to that. It's good, but there's not much to that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with a sad one. It's Bray Wyatt's returns promo that he did. It was emotional when it happened, and it just becomes more and more emotional anytime I watch it. You know, he the week before he showed up as the Fiend, or as, you know, the other character, and the week after that he showed up and they basically let him just, you know, talk. And of course at the end they threw an angle in there, but they let him just say whatever. And man, it's gut wrenching now, but it's such a heartfelt promo because it's real. And for me, some of the best promos come from a real place. Speaking of real places, my number 4, you really feel this one. This is one, I believe this came out of AWA or NWA. NWA. And this is a Dusty's Hard Times promo. That one to me is very, very famous, especially for the 80s. Where Dusty just goes off about his upbringing and, you know, how he, you know, dined on steak and pork and beans and whatever else he said in that promo. It's just, you know, it's a long-winded promo and I can't remember all of it. But to me, that's one that encapsulates the 80s at the best, you know, of the wrestling promos. Number 3 is Mark Henry's retirement promo. Just because you have a solid promo, it's believable, you believe everything that he's saying, and then boom, the turn happens. It's really, really great. And I can't do anything wrestling without doing Piper. Number 2 is you don't throw rocks at a man with a machine gun. It's not a long promo. Most of his promos were really erratic, like the coconut promo that he did on Jimmy Snuka.
That wasn't a promo. He beat a man to death with a coconut.
He was the first like fake show they had on WWE, the Piper's Pit, where he was supposed to have an interview with Snuka, who couldn't talk, and basically Piper had a person conversation with himself and then hit him with a coconut at the end of him because they gave him a sack of groceries and told him to figure that shit out. It's a great promo. You should watch it. And my number 1 is a modern-ish era promo. And this is now, granted, there's a second person in the ring, but the first person in the ring talked the entire promo, and that's the Paul Heyman versus Vince promo at the end of one of the worst angles because the payoff sucked, the invasion angle, where Paul was told you can say whatever you want to make it real, and he said everything that was real that made this promo just fucking stand out like 10 out of 10.
On the note board, specifically the line about your father and like all the dealings.
Oh yeah,
it was like
your father, like, you know, promised he would never like go into the other territories. You lied about that. You took my talent out of my company. You caused my company to fail, and I'm going to help your kids cause you to fail. Like, oh my God, it just hits all the notes. Like, to me, it's one of the best promos in the entire history of the business.
All right. We move now to Ethan.
My number 5. I said this to Jay literally yesterday at work as an offhand comment. But my number 5 is gonna be Steiner Math.
Steiner Math.
Steiner Math.
My prediction is proven.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought maybe at the 5 spot, Brady might put it there as well. Just at
I
the
thought
low
about it.
end of
Yeah.
it.
I thought about it.
I wanted some type of comedy promo.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
That's a funny one.
It was either going to be Cream of the Crop or Steiner Math.
And it's not from WWE. It's
not
from
the,
TNA.
Yeah, it's from
TNA
TNA.
Impact 2008 Sacrifice going into a triple threat. A lot of math that probably doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up.
And for our English listeners, if we have any, it's called maths.
Yeah. And that wasn't, I don't think that was meant to be a comedy promo.
Oh, no. I think he was serious.
But I do appreciate
was genuine in everything that he
Steiner
said.
The
has
commitment to
rolled
the
with
bit.
it. He has rolled with it.
If
and
he didn't feel genuinely about it, the humor of it doesn't
He
hit.
did a Twitter for Braun not too long ago,
Yeah.
a tweet about.
Braun has copied his uncle's phrasing before
Right.
and has done math promos. In the NXT crowd popped.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's comedy, pure comedy gold, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 5 is gonna be
Steiner math, right?
no.
Number 4.
Number 4. My number 4 is going to
He's
Did you
using
just do
Steiner
Steiner
math.
math right
yes.
now?
Now your number 5's got a 33.3% chance.
My
Being
number
number
4
3, and then your number 2 has a 2,000%
Joke's on
chance
us.
of being
Ethan-
someone else's number 4.
Ethan's top 5
My
is
number
all
4 is the number 5
fives.
spot.
It's all Steiner math. It's Steiner math all the way down.
No, you need to redo your whole thing as Steiner math.
Number 4, Steiner math. Number 3, Steiner
math. Number 2, Steiner English. No, Steiner math.
Oh god. Okay.
Number 1, Shoney's. No, Steiner math.
I miss Shoney's. Okay,
Yeah.
continue. Sorry, we're getting too far.
That was a reference to Scott Steiner, who
Steiner's
used to own
a
Chairs,
Shoney's in
Shoney's.
Georgia.
Wow.
My number 4 is going to be the pipe bomb.
That's a good one.
This was the time where
That's a good
I
one.
like gotten out of wrestling.
Yep.
And then
They pull you back in.
like years later.
Yeah.
Get back into it, and then realizing that this existed, and I can't say that it was influential on me, but
Yeah.
because of it existing, made it an impactful moment in the scene. of
Much like the
wrestling.
Heyman promo, he was almost on his way out, and they told him, you can air your
Yeah.
grievances on television. And he went, oh, okay.
Yeah, they told him you say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But then eventually they still cut the mic on him.
Yeah. Well, they had to
Yeah.
for the promo.
Yeah. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is going to
Number
be
5.
number 5.3. Austin 316.
Yeah.
The one of the most prolific moments of the Attitude Era. Steve Austin wins King of the Ring.
Right.
Talks mad shit about Jake Roberts, saying that he's gunning for the title. No one's gonna stop him, and he's gonna whip everyone's ass.
This was on my short list because for me it's like it's more of a statement than it is a promo because it's literally like 30 seconds. But I don't hate you for putting it on there.
Yeah. The crazy thing about this one is that this was a lot of off the cuff because he just asked like, hey, what did Jake talk about? And he said, well, he talked about God. And he was like, okay, well, I got something for that.
Yeah.
You get your Bible thumping ass out of here.
Yeah.
That the promo that launched $1 billion in merch sales.
To
sure.
to this day,
Oh yeah.
everyone's buying Austin 316.
I don't think that there's just about a person that you can be like, hey, what does Austin 316 mean? I just whip your ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
My number 2 is gonna be the Addiction promo. Eddie Guerrero's Addiction. It's just, it like pure emotion while within the character of Eddie Guerrero.
Right.
Talking to Brock Lesnar it's good. And this was like right at like me as a child as I'm actively watching it week by week. And my number 1 is gonna be Bray Wyatt Returns. It is the the first year we did this, we did the top 5 wrestlers. Bray Wyatt was my number 2, slowly creeping up to my number 1, even now.
Yeah.
And it just pure emotion because it's the first time we see Wyndham, not Bray, but Wyndham talking to everybody, and it's so emotional, and it's amazing.
All right. So, my number 5. This one was one I specifically wanted on there because to me, no one had a better mouth in the history of wrestling than Bobby the Brain Heenan. He's still the greatest manager of all time.
Yeah.
But to encapsulate where do I think he was at his best, and it's at number 5. It is the promo right after Andre turned and revealed that Heenan was his manager going into what was at the time the biggest wrestling event in the history of wrestling, WrestleMania 3, Hogan versus Andre. And to encapsulate what has up to that point been an unbeatable champion and to put him in a corner, to describe it that way, it's like, look at this man. You can't beat this man, not with Hogan, not with 1 of you, not with 10 of you, not with 100 of you. And he so puts the monster, and for everything that Hogan and Andre did that night, with Andre not being able to work because of how physically he deteriorated, with Hogan having to come up to that level to make one of the most, at the time, you can argue the most epic clash of two people, the biggest and the largest star in the world.
Yeah,
absolutely,
the irresistible force versus
the immovable object. But and that was from Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah, Gorilla Monsoon.
Another one who helped build this thing up. But the promo that Heenan does for the main event for WrestleMania 3, go back and fucking watch that shit.
It's a good one.
Jesus Christ. Again, you've seen Hogan beat everybody of all shapes and sizes. You've never seen him beat this man. You couldn't beat this man. Set the stage fucking perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Number 4. You work for 30 years, they give you a watch, and they replace you with a computer. Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times. Nothing, to me, encapsulates late 70s, early 80s fucking storytelling through the promo like Hard Times. I considered very briefly the Cold-Blooded Sausage Maker.
That's a good one.
Because that one has a little bit more humor to it, but it comes from a genuine place. But to me, Dusty legitimately felt this about the people that he was seeing.
He was
in his
that
matchup.
moment for sure.
So Hard Times, absolutely. Like, good God, what a voice.
I'm surprised that was at 4, to be honest. I thought that was going to be your number 1.
No. We visited before. We'll go back to it here in a little bit. Number 3 is the pipe bomb.
Yeah.
In a time where the first, what I like to consider the stagnation of WWE, like right after Ruthless Aggression, the first bit of the PG era, there was a shot in the arm that was necessary.
Yeah.
And Phil Brooks delivered it in one of the best unplanned, and not that he used curse word, but uncensored. They list, like you said, they let him talk.
They let him talk.
And man, God, just him sitting Indian style, no one did that. He knew, that's the pinnacle of presentation through voice and personality.
Yeah, creatively, the whole company had been stagnating for like 2 or 3 years at that point. It was really awful.
Yeah. These final 2 are really personal for me, because if you want to know why I stayed a wrestling fan after the new generation kind of didn't work for me. WCW early days. This is right before the NWO. So there's this place in Philadelphia. It was out of a bingo hall in Swanson and Rittner Street. I think we can call it the ECW Arena and not get sued. Hopefully not, but we'll see right there. But there's a gentleman that worked there. I knew him as Cactus Jack.
Oh yeah,
and he was still Cactus Jack in ECW. But Mick Foley, with the anti-hardcore promos that he did about ECW, with all his frustration at the crowd that absolutely loved him, that he just turned on, and why the hell would he do that? There is no more, to me, emotional promo than this, because this was Mick Foley legitimately airing grievances, while at the same time presenting a story to people that they believed, and he went from like, oh my God, the most beloved hardcore wrestler world, to like this safe, tame, like it's like he's not cheating in anything or doing anything like that. He knew exactly how to do it. And this is where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
The Mick Foley Mick Foley, the anti-hardcore promos that he did in
Yeah,
ECW.
that's a great series of promos.
Jesus Christ. That first one, though, it's like when I see a sign saying Kane Dewey, and he's like talking to Tommy Dreamer, and he goes, Tommy, take the contract with the WCW because ECW fans will be the death of you. And you could feel it. Yeah, we're literally like giving up our bodies for like pittance at night for a chance
Him and
of glory.
Austin both had amazing ECW promos.
Yeah. Oh, I would argue that without that, like that cup of coffee in ECW, I don't think you get anything like like Austin 316.
Right.
So, my number one, Jake Roberts is one of the greatest voices in the history of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1996, he was coming back for what effectively was his biggest last run as in a company as a wrestler. And he makes it all the way to the end of this tournament, and he loses in the final round. And he's being carted off, and the winner is coming up onto a podium. And this guy has been good. He's been honestly one of the best. He's for his era before his neck gets snapped in a horrible accident. He is one of the best technical wrestlers on the planet. You never really know about it. You never really got to appreciate his promo style until Doc Hendricks, otherwise known as Michael PSAs, hands him and goes, an incredible victory. First thing I want to be done is get that piece of crap out of my ring. Don't just get him out of the ring, son. Get him out of the WWF, because I proved beyond a shadow of a doubt you ain't got what it takes anymore. You sit there and you thump your Bible and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about your Psalms. Talk about your John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass. The entire direction of wrestling, where it was going all WCW at this point, the NWO is hitting its fucking stride. When Austin 3:16 delivers, when that promo hits, you could feel it in the stadium. I didn't get to watch many. Pay-per-views. I got to watch that one because Jake Roberts was wrestling, and to see like one of my heroes kind of walk out, and then this guy all of a sudden immediately supplanted him perfectly. I'm 16 at the time. Jesus Christ, that locked me in. That's when to me WWF resurged.
Right.
That's the building blocks and pieces that go in there. Like that is for me the greatest promo of all time.
Okay.
It's not the most emotional. For me, Mick Foley's anti-hardcores were way more emotional. But for him,
Impact,
again, like you said there, for him to come up with that off the cuff and launch two catchphrases that, like you said, millions of dollars each on a fucking t-shirt.
Right.
Just the Austin 3:16 with the skull, just the Austin 3:16, not even the skull yet. Right. Just the Austin 3:16, millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Number one for me promo of all time.
Nice.
We've got way more crossover than I thought we would have.
Yeah.
So crossovers, I see Mark Henry. I see Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times. I see the Eddie Guerrero Addiction promo. Austin 3:16.
On me.
And the Bray Wyatt. Do we have our top five without, or not our top five, but do we have our five without even have to, because we had a lot of crossover. So wait on. So Eddie, Mark Henry, Dusty, Austin. Oh shit. Pipe bomb. I think that's our five, right?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, and the Bray. Oh shit.
That's 6 crossovers.
What do we knock off of that?
I mean, does it have
Does
to
it
be
have
that
to
we
be?
Doesn't have to be that.
It doesn't have to be
No.
only them, but that is again.
Well,
like,
there's also crossover between the Eddie Addiction promos as well.
Yeah, I've got that. I've
Yeah,
got the
yeah.
Eddie, Mark Henry, Dusty Rhodes, Bray Wyatt, Austin 3:16, Pipe Bomb. Shit, like no, it doesn't have to necessarily be those 6, but it's the ones that we're gonna have like the most commonality of like commonality for
so
support for.
My personal take,
Okay.
real quick. My personal take, just based off of impact for the business, is both 3:16, Pipe Bomb, and I mean, not at the time, but later. Like the Hard Times promo is really good, but I think like those two really impact the business.
Okay.
That's how I feel about that.
Okay, Brady, you got something.
Go no, finish.
Oh,
finish
No,
your
I
thought.
was done. I was done.
Okay, so part of this is complete hating, but I think the pipe bomb was a moment, but the pipe bomb also like didn't really change anything.
Well,
Um,
that's true.
It got some people into it, and then they realized that they're just still doing the same shit.
yeah, that is true.
The hard times I think is more because that encapsulates the really the idea of the everyman.
Mm-hmm.
It drew kind of the line in the sand of the everyman underdog versus the guy who has everything.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones that I almost thought about was the Ric Flair golden spoon.
Yeah.
That was which basically encapsulate his version. If I have
Mhm.
everything and I have all of this,
Right.
But yeah, I go with the hard times over that one.
Sure.
316, like I didn't put it on mine,
Yeah.
partly because I figured that somebody was going to put it on there.
Same.
But that one you can't really, like, its impact you can't really.
So we put that. It's in there, right?
I would be okay with that one
Yeah.
definitely being in there.
At least Austin 316.
Yeah, 316's in there.
Of all the crossovers, that is the
Yeah.
one that, even though that's not even on my list, I
Right.
would say like put that one
For
on
sure.
there. While we're thinking, I'm gonna go over some of the ones that didn't
Sure.
make it.
All right, so we can give you some.
Jericho's WWE debut promo.
That's a good one.
That was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Hall, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything that the Ultimate Warrior ever said in front of a green screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
I
are.
was setting a capsule from a place far from here, doing one thing, just to attack and keep coming. Yeah, yeah.
Load the rocket with the
Load the spaceship with the rocket fuel. Load it with the warriors.
Hogan.
How should I train? You may ask yourself. Should I let them lay down on the lawn, let them run over me with lawnmowers? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what was that last one?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
There's one that he does like Hogan, like he does it all like in that voice. I can't do it because that would shred.
No,
He doesn't do it in the, but he does it in this like weird slow Hogan.
No, I legitimately think he was trying to do a Randy Savage
I
impersonation.
don't know what the fuck he was trying to do, and he's got
Because
his back.
it was
and
lower
the whole time
register,
he's got his back to the camera. Absolutely fucking insane.
As you, Hulk Hogan, travel to WrestleMania. I see, I'm trying to do it in a Randy Savage way. Tear down the cockpit door, Hulk Hogan, and see that the pilots have made the ultimate sacrifice. Yeah, that one was fucking insane.
Sami Zayn's Uzi promo, that was pure hilarity.
I don't know if you would consider it a promo, but DX addresses the nation. I liked that one.
That's a good one.
That is a good promo.
Orange Cassidy's I do not have a catchphrase.
I literally bought the shirt.
Yeah.
That is a common one. I think that's all the I put down, I was first thinking of one of the Ric Flair promo that I was going to put down was his after winning the Royal Rumble promo. But I watched it again and I was like, man, there's like it's really like two lines and then they start talking to everybody else. Like
Another good series of promos for one is another Roddy Piper promo, and it's the Millionaires promo. And I call it the Millionaires promo because so they get Piper in WCW, and this is like, I think NWO is in like year 2 or something. It's like, we're getting 97. I think it's 97 actually. So year
this is
year
when
one.
there's like 80 members.
There's not quite that many, but there's a lot. And Piper goes in there and they're talking or whatever, and Hogan goes off script and says something, or at least goes over the boundaries of what he was supposed to say. And Piper's like, "You want to shoot, brother? We can shoot. This is live TV. I'm a millionaire too. I don't give a shit." And just like fucking tore into him. And then there's the duality promos of when X-Pac, also known as Six in WCW, Sean Waltman, cuts a promo a week after he debuts on WWE and just shits on Eric Bischoff on live television on WWE. And the next Monday, or actually, no, an hour later on WCW, Eric Bischoff comes out there and like shits on him. It was great. It's great stuff.
You could tell that both companies were watching each other's product.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
There are moments in the war, the Monday Night War, that fall flat. But man, just the energy between those two, competing
especially that
every
first
week.
year.
Yeah. Well, no, when the battle was when the battle was joined at WrestleMania, I want to say 14. That moment, that's when they're both got rockets strapped to them and they're both just flying like 10s and 8s in the fucking Nielsen ratings. Like people are just watching that. Just outside Monday Night Football was actually third.
Right.
And that was on regular television, not on cable.
Right.
Crazy.
The last one I want to mention was Rock and Cena meets. Like months before they go into WrestleMania 28, and before they face
last
off.
time before the last time.
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime. I mean,
once in a lifetime
twice.
again. Yeah.
It's the one where Cena calls out The Rock for
Not being there.
notes on his wrist.
That one. So another one I think that needs to be on there is
Steiner math.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, get fucked, kid.
Ethan, you got a 33.33% chance of getting on there, but you don't know that Jody has a 2 3/4 chance of not picking yours.
He also has a 100% chance of bulleting something.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think Hard Times needs to be on the top 5.
I agree. It's on my list, so I
I
100%
don't
agree with you.
Hard Times.
I have no disagreements.
All right.
So let's put Hard Times on there.
Okay, so Hard Times. We got 2 out of the 5 slots filled.
So I'm going to be very fucking dark here and say this because that's just how I feel. Even though it's on my list, I would. This is going to be terrible to compare these two, but considering the outcome of unfortunate things that happen to people that we love, including performers, I think that Bray Wyatt's actual retirement speech, which was not in the retirement speech, beats Mark Henry's. I know that's an awful thing to say, but that's what my ADHD.
it wasn't a retirement. It was his return.
It was.
It's
It
him
was
coming back.
but it's his last promo.
No, he had like he had that, like, he comes back, he has a match, he has that dark match, that dark Mountain Dew match. But yeah,
he comes back Survivor Series of 23. Comes back Survivor Series 23. Starts a feud with LA Knight. Goes into Royal Rumble with a match against LA Knight, and then March he starts feuding with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar.
Sure.
That's when he goes out for health related issues.
Right.
yeah.
Anyway,
But as you were saying,
I already said
okay.
what I was saying.
As far as emotional beats, I can't say anything about the Mick Foley promo because that existed before me.
That's fair. No, it entirely fair. That for me, please watch when we're done here.
Yeah.
Please watch that. Like, and if it doesn't end up in the top 5, I'm totally okay. But I'm more with like the crossovers where we had a commonality. I would push for those.
Have you seen the promo that he did as Mankind with JR, like sitting on the couch?
I cannot say that I have.
Like, it's on that level. It's on that level.
It's on that level, just broadcasted to millions more people.
Right. That's a great promo too. More of an interview, but there's definitely a lot of promo work in there. Back to the show.
Well, it's the big show.
He's not on here.
Someone that slammed the Big Show is, though, Mark Henry's.
World's Big Show's not here because his best promo was smoking a cigarette on live television.
That was when WCW was edgy.
Oh yeah. Hardcore hack.
Oh man,
Hardcore hack.
So edge.
I'd like to nominate Bray Wyatt. If there's disagreements and we find better options, then I have no discontent with it. But I think because of emotional beats and crossover that I'm gonna play towards, I think it at least deserves a contender.
I appreciate that promo more than I love it. I'll say it that way. I appreciate the fact
That's fair.
I appreciate that they brought him back.
The heaviness of that promo was like laid on the fact that he passed not too long afterwards.
The fact that he came back after Vince McMahon cut him. It was one of the things that led to this new direction, which right now I don't want to say is floundering, but it's definitely wavering. that was the first point to me. It's like, we're going to be doing things we necessarily haven't done in wrestling, or we're going to do things in wrestling we haven't done in a while with a new take on it. So that's one of the reasons why, like, I appreciate Bray Wyatt, but it feels just like, like a flicker. And like, not to bring up the fireflies and things like that. That wasn't necessarily meant, but it's like,
Okay.
It's more of this point in time and not time itself.
I
guess
think
another way to put it.
one of the reasons, let's go to a different one. I want to talk about the Mark Henry one for a second. One of the reasons why I like the Mark Henry one so much, even though it ends up being a quote unquote, regular angle at the end, I think it was great. It was emotional, but also it basically, like undermined a lot of wrestlers who, there was always the gag, especially with fucking my brain shut right the fuck off. Funk. So Terry Funk was worse than Ric Flair on retiring. They retire and then like retire for like 6 months or a year.
Japan really fell out of love with him after the 4th retirement.
And so the Mark Henry promo really rang a lot because you could tell that he was just like he was at the end of it. Like he's like, I'm not going to be like all these other guys and like say I'm quitting and come back. Like this is it. I'm done. And then fucks over John Cena. Like that shit, and like hugs him, I think, or so. There was like
hugs him and then slams.
And then World's Strongest Slam.
Right. And the people like bought into it and booed the fuck out of him, which was great because he was a babyface at the time.
No, he was a heel, and he's coming out there cutting this babyface from like, this is my last.
Yeah.
Cena comes out, he gives him a final bow.
Right.
They hug, slam. It's like,
Yeah.
I ain't going anywhere. Yeah,
Right.
no, fucking
I got
great.
a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, I got a lot left in
That's
the
the
tank.
part that really sticks out
Yeah.
of that whole thing is
Yeah.
him. He didn't even have a microphone.
Yeah.
You just hear him say, I got a lot left in the tank. Like that.
Yeah.
Man, it's good stuff.
So I vote to put Mark Henry's retirement promo on the list on the top 5.
I would like to argue for the Eddie Guerrero addiction. I think some of it is kind of in the same vein as the Bray Wyatt one. I think this is very macabre to say, but a lot of the Bray Wyatts comes from what happens afterwards, like that, looking back in retrospect.
Right.
But I think Eddie Guerrero's stands on its own. Like it means a lot because of him passing away, not, eventually, but this one stands alone because of all the things, because he's talking about the things that he had to deal with in the past.
Right.
So the things that he overcame.
Right.
And I think even if he wouldn't have passed away, like that promo, this promo would still mean something.
And let me also say, it's not just what he's dealing with in his past. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
It's always there.
Right.
Yes, he went through the throat, but like to this day, he's still wrestling and also has those things on the back of his mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of power there. See, this is where I think, again, we're coming back to the commonalities. I will argue for the CM Punk pipe bomb. If he doesn't do that, I don't think Punk has the resonance that he's had over the years since that moment in time kept even when he was denying coming back and like not around. That promo kept him around for a decade. To me, the longevity, the and the effect that like this one promo kept this person who was away from this entire thing, just kept it in everybody's mind for almost a decade. So like here's where we come to a pet. So we've all kind of put forward 4. We've got 3 spots left, and they're all from things that everybody has at least also co-signed on. Before we go into what comes out of that 4, is there anyone that was singly put up there that we would argue for now to maybe knock some one or others of those off right now? I'll leave it to the floor.
For comedy's sakes.
No.
You don't even know what I was going to say.
I know. That's the funny part.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ethan.
Cream of the crop. It's comedy gold. It's funny.
There's comedy moments in that. I don't find that fun. I don't find that one funny. There's funny moments. I don't think that's meant to make fun. I think that's him.
Yeah, he's not trying to be funny. It's just absurd.
Right.
It's absurd, but it's absurd from this crazy man that you believe he's crazy and you believe he's capable of it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
The problem
he's
with Macho,
freaking Mean Gina out.
right? The problem with Macho Man is the same problem that you get with some of these '80s wrestlers. Because I love Piper to death, and he had some really great promo work, but a lot of his promos are just really good promos, and they're solid, and a lot of them are very samey. You know, they really, they stand out in a collection, but it's like Macho Man. It's the same thing with the Ultimate Warrior. They stand out, but the impact that they have, I mean, like they all have impact over time, but some of them stand out more than others, right? If we're going on sheer impact, that is, there's like different variations of why a promo is good. Like the Hangman promo that Brady voted for to put on his list is really good promo, right? So I mean, there's different.
And arguably, let me say, that is arguably the best promo to come out of AEW.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some people may scoff at that. I will say this right now. I've never bought into an MJF promo. I've bought into MJF skits.
Right.
When the other person, it was Adam
Page.
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, I mean.
Yeah.
Adam Cole on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And there was a chemistry there.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
There was one MJF promo that I couldn't remember because it's been just too long. It's one around the same time where he was ostensibly a face.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember.
I think I know which one you're
talked
talking about.
being a little Jew boy or something like that.
Yeah.
I cannot, but I couldn't remember it exactly,
Right.
and I just didn't feel like wading through that whole thing of figuring out which one was which. So I didn't put that on my short list.
My problem with that is, to me, I feel he's gone to that well more times that it kind of watered that down.
Yeah, well, I mean, this one was like
first one.
This was around the time where he was more of a face,
Right.
and because most of his promos they're solid, but it's just like say something super over the line and that's about it. Shock value, but but like that one, I remember him like it felt real. And that's one of the criteria that can make a really good promo, I think. But yeah.
There are no women on our promo list.
Yeah.
I really tried hard. I looked for a little while to try and figure out something, and nothing
There
really
of
came
all
through.
things, the one
I
thing
almost
that
put the Asuka Io argument
Yeah.
in Japanese,
Right.
Because that is one of my favorite things that the women have ever done.
one was
But,
an after the bell and after the TVs went off, and if it actually involves one of our subjects. It was Becky Lynch's promo on Bray Wyatt after he died in the match that he had. I think she had with Zoe Stark,
Right.
and the stuff that she did in that match, and then she's like, I learned how to jump through a table or how to do a table match from Bray Wyatt.
Right.
And just absolutely. But that's less Becky Lynch telling the crowd, and that's more Rebecca Quinn telling
Right.
the crowd on that
Right.
one. Yeah, no, that if you want to leave that as an asterisk, I think that's a valid asterisk.
That could definitely. I tried, but like there was nothing that really stuck out. And I know that there's been women promos that I've watched in AEW. I know for a fact there's
one
been
that comes
timeless.
to mind. AJ Lee's talent isn't sexually transmitted.
Yeah.
It's a capper line, but she's got the audience pretty fucking
and the
in
reason
her pocket
like
with that one.
wasn't like that was a time where I wasn't watching wrestling, so I didn't like put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't feel happy about that. I tried, but like nothing I could find really stuck out and was really like, okay, this needs to at least be on my short list.
Yeah.
I know that they're out there. It's just like I had some problem because I know that there were like more AEW promos that I could have thought about, and they just couldn't come to mind, and nobody fucking talks about them online, so I couldn't fucking like refresh my memory or anything like that.
Another one that kind of like just popped in my head just now, Karma, otherwise known as Awesome Kong, or the Amazing Kong, when she had to go away for her pregnancy, and she's like talking. But then again, I think that's more the person talking and not the wrestler.
Right.
But when the Bellas come out and then she kind of caps on there, it's like, okay, there was something to that promo too. So yeah, there's a lot of, and yeah. Yeah, no, like
I mean, a
think
lot of people talk about like Medusa trashing the title.
Yeah.
that's
But, like,
to me
no-
less of a promo,
Yeah,
more of
none
a
of,
moment.
none
More
of
of a
what she
statement.
said, like, I don't
Yeah.
remember any. I
Well,
remember the act, but I don't remember what
that
she
could
said.
have been more if they'd actually built a women's division for her to wrestle in, because that's the
Right.
reason one of the main reasons why she jumped over.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is that there.
So we have 3 spots.
We sure do.
We have 4 crossover moments. Now let me throw this out here. Jody, you have a bullet right now. Bray Wyatt can't be shot because it's somebody's number 1. But we have CM Punk, the pipe bomb. We have Eddie Guerrero's addiction promo and Mark Henry's retirement speech. To break that deadlock, if we're going with the commonalities, would you shoot one of them to end the debate?
You have the opportunity to do the funniest thing.
Yes.
I'll shoot down the CM Punk pipe bomb.
There you go.
Hell yeah!
All right. So
You're a man after my own heart.
Okay. So that leaves.
There's not even a line through. You
It's
just
now
erased
I'm
it.
now erasing with the marker. It's
Man.
that might actually be even more appropriate with the way the
Yeah.
bullet works, because it just whoom, shoom.
That might be my favorite thing that you've ever done
On this
Jody.
show.
There you go. So we got the Mark Henry retirement promo.
Sure.
I am literally pressing this so fucking hard against this. No, that's not going to help.
Yeah.
It will not have me. So Mark Henry, we've got the Bray Wyatt return, and we have
Eddie
Guerrero.
addiction.
yeah.
Sounds good.
That's
All right,
I'm fine with it.
we've made it to the contenders round. Now the list.
I don't
I know.
think this is going to be super hard.
I
think so.
I will fight you all to the death for number 1.
We'll
Let me guess, Austin 316.
Austin, it's my number 1. I like the one to me that again kind of sticks in my head along with it is Hard Times. It defined
For
a
Impact,
generation
I think
of
that's
wrestling.
the only one
Yeah.
that
And for some people, it defined the generation of wrestling.
my vote is Bray Wyatt for 5.
Bray Wyatt 5.
It's the most recent, and
Yeah.
like,
I'm
I think
fine
we
with
talked
that.
about like the reasons why it is like
As impactful now.
That's-
yeah,
that's
it's
fair.
impactful
Yeah.
more for what happened afterwards than
So, are we just like switching like the order? But I think Eddie Guerrero's number 4.
I put Eddie's over Mark's.
Would you?
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
That's another way. That one is less impactful over time, but if you want an encapsulation of the
Sure.
life of Eddie Guerrero as the wrestler,
All right.
I think that
Mark
one.
Henry's
that one kinda
retirement
sticks
is
there.
number 4 then.
All right. Mark Henry, retirement, and then Eddie, addiction.
That line has to have like the largest asterisks of all. His
Marker has Mark now.
retirements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I put it mine in
There you
quotes.
go.
but
Yeah.
Austin and Hard Times 1, 2.
I think so.
Sure, yeah.
I think so.
It's you could argue that in their time those were the most impactful promos.
316 like fucking shoots the Attitude Era into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also amazing that like he wasn't supposed to win that originally.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because of the curtain call.
Right.
Yeah, Triple H gets taken out of it and he gets put in.
Yeah.
There's just all those little coincidences.
Yeah, because
adding up.
earlier that year he was the ringmaster.
Yeah.
And then he said, I want my character to be more cold-blooded. Can y'all do that? And he got Chili McFreeze, Ice Dagger, things like that. And his wife at the time goes, drink your tea before it becomes Stone Cold. Hey, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I like that idea.
Yeah. It's much simpler to
Because I
create
said
the
so.
list after we find the contenders.
Sometimes. We've had some brawls in the contenders. We've had some serious brawls in
It
contenders.
usually depends on how hard it is to get to the contenders versus like
Yeah.
if it was super easy to get the contenders, then we
fight
a
over the
lot about
contenders. Yeah.
list.
But yeah. Let's see. Fuck it. I'll do it this week. Ladies and gentlemen, passengers of the omnibus, this and now forever. Then now forever, if you would. Oh no, we're gonna get sued by TKO. Oh no. But ladies and gentlemen, the incontrovertible, inarguable top
Then now
5.
forever until Saudi Arabia buys us.
Censored.
Our top 5 promos of all time. Number 5, the Bray Wyatt return promo. Number 4, Mark Henry's retirement asterisk. Number 3, Eddie Guerrero's addiction promo. Number 2, Dusty Rhodes, Hard Times, baby. And number 1, Some thing in some Bible verse. Oh no, Austin 3:16, the number one wrestling promo of all time.
Number 0.
Censored.
I'm glad. Don't count your chickens.
They might have. We don't really know.
Censored. Censored. Censored.
There we go. That
This
was
episode is
strange.
This episode is like 45 minutes. What the fuck?
I'm going to leave a comment. It's like, what happened to the rest of the episode? And it's like, we had to cut it.
Censored.
One more time.
Yeah.
This
One
is
more
only-
time.
This is only the first
Are we
half
gonna?
of the
Are we gonna?
episode.
Cut? Where are we gonna? You might as well just like count us in so we can. Know
I mean, there's
when
the
to not-
Macho Man promo he cut on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Got you for 3 minutes.
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw is ready. Fuck it. The whole list is just Bonesaw is ready. There we go.
Yeah.
Censored.
See, now I've referenced it, so now I have to fucking cut that too. God damn it, Jay.
I think you mispronounced Steiner Meth.
I will say, if anybody has any ideas of like really good female promos that we missed,
Good call.
let us know, and we will go. Oh shit! Yeah, we're idiots.
Please
Yeah,
educate us.
Because I legitimately felt bad because I was like, I need to find
Just
something.
make sure
and
to
I
leave
couldn't.
out the Dawn Marie Tori Wilson hotel promo because that's not a promo,
That's
nor
softcore
that
pornography.
It's not wrestling either.
The problem with there was a lot where there's been quite a large gap
Chunk.
where
Yeah.
women were not
Allowed to speak.
allowed to speak in a way that wasn't just calling someone a slut. Basically,
Yeah.
I saw one list that had Piggy James on there, and I was like, I am not putting that shit. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot fucking pole.
That was so crass. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank McNarb Gaming in Goshen, Mississippi for providing us this wonderful studio space from which we record this, our show, to you, the passengers on the omnibus. I think this weekend is Lorcana weekend, or is that next week?
This weekend is the Riftbound.
Riftbound.
tournament.
Okay, so the League of Legends Riftbound stuff is
Yes.
coming out this weekend. So yeah, so ladies
Is
and
that the
gentlemen,
tournament?
Yes.
you
You get a starter deck and 2 packs.
There's a
so it's a limited format.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
there is a card that they have in that game that has the art that's directly ripped off of a Magic the Gathering card.
Oh,
That
100%.
doesn't
Yes.
surprise me.
Oh yeah. Like I've seen the photos.
I need to know the card.
I don't
But
know.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
may.
don't remember.
I may splice it in. Who knows? We're gonna find out later. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, come to McNarb Gaming for all of your gaming needs. If you're in the greater Goshen and/or Mississippi Gulf Coast area, that's it for us this week. Next week, we're gonna continue our Wrestle Trek. That might be the name for the whole week. Wrestle Trek, maybe. We're gonna be talking about wrestling toys throughout the ages.
Yes.
And that should be a fun time. So once more around the room for Travelers on the Omnibus, my name is James McCarthy.
I'm Brady Davis.
I'm Jody Kite.
I'm Ethan Skinner.
Thank you for stopping by and enjoying the ride, guys.
Bye.
I have it written down on the calendar as video games are next.
Oh, shit. Okay, so video games are next, ladies and gentlemen. I lied to you. I hope you didn't cut off the recording at this point.
Yeah.
You should know we have extra stuff during the music interludes. I have a Bristly bill.
Me too.
That's a magic card.
Yeah.
That could have been a
It's an
thing.
expensive ass magic card.
Yeah, that is very true. But it is mine now. Ethan, say something.
Something.